Why?
Let's go!
This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it!
What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome. Huh? I just said the Thunderdome because this is Feel Good Friday, June 23rd. This show starts now.
Feel good!
On this Thunderdome, I thought you were potentially going to throw a curveball at me there because today is all about fun. Okay?
Yeah, it is.
Today is all about celebrating the fact that the weekend is almost upon us. We have to make it through one more work day, and then obviously there's people in the service industry that their work days are really about to pick up, and we understand that there's third shifters and weekend workers, and we appreciate that. But in the grand scheme of things, Friday is an indicator that freedom is right around the corner, and we're about to have an incredible Feel Good Friday program as we wrap up all the news stories of the week.
Yeah.
We're about to have a lot of fun today. We got Dan Orlovsky joining us.
Okay.
Ian Rappaport joining us.
What?
And Dana White joining us. Yeah.
Okay.
Dana White obviously did TMZ Sports talking about the Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg fight that he thinks is potentially an actuality.
Real.
Right now, in some of the sports books, Mark Zuckerberg is favored minus 160, Elon Musk at plus 140. But that could all change if we see Elon Musk do a little bit of a walrus that he called his patented move, where he lays his body on top of people and traps them underneath his fat, as he described it all.
Right.
Zuckerberg, obviously, we know, a triple degree black belt in jiu-jitsu. He's been training and winning tournaments and losing tournaments in devastating fashion, where he has gotten gypped by the ref and the judges and actually told them to restart this thing, and then picked up another gold medal with a gi and without a gi on it.
Hell yeah.
That's exactly right.
So there should be a lot of conversation today. There's things happened last night. Ooh, Shams Charania.
Yeah,
Man.
Shami.
We don't like being a part of it.
No, not at
We
all.
didn't like that we were part of it. Feels like we were potentially a part of maybe leading people astray. But I don't think Shams at the time was led astray. Because you did say a couple different times, this could change before tonight.
Yep.
There's been some real banter back and forth. Now, the internet is telling us that Michael Jordan, who is still the owner, but has agreed to sell the team.
Yep.
Right.
The internet's telling us that Michael Jordan maybe had an idea of who the pick is going to be for the Hornets, and it's still his team technically because the sale hasn't been completed just yet.
Sure.
And then maybe the new ownership had a thought on who it was, and allegedly that was maybe what the back and forth was. And in the end, Michael Jordan said, still my team.
My team.
I'm me.
Could have signed this last week. You guys could have gave me this money last week. We could have had a couple billion already switched hands, after a $25 million investment by me. Now I'm getting a couple billion. We could have done this, but instead, since it's delayed and it's happened, I still have to say, give us Brandon Miller whenever Shams Charania said earlier and shut down every single sports book that Scoot Henderson was all of a sudden going to be the number 2 overall pick. So that was a surprise. I'm sure Shams didn't love his mentions, but when you're in that business, there's a chance that's going to happen to you.
That's right.
Now you got to learn as you go forward because Woj was waiting.
Oh, man.
He was.
And Woj was on the show for the first time a couple days ago, and I don't know if we'll ever see him again on the show. I don't know if he necessarily enjoyed himself over here.
Sure.
But if he did, maybe we'll get a chance to chat with him in the future. But he put out a tweet immediately after the number 2 overall pick was not Scoot, and goes, all along, the entire Charlotte Hornets organization has been all in on Brandon Miller.
Ooh.
Ownership, front office, scouts, coaches, they see him as a perennial future all-star player. So Woj was like, what's that, Shams?
Oh, okay.
They were bickering, huh? I heard the internet was saying maybe there was some Michael Jordan new ownership bantering going on. That's not true.
No, it wasn't.
And I guess it's easy for Woj to do that after the pick happens.
Sure.
But I do like the fact that Woj sees the moment. And if you're Shams, you got to remember this. You got to put this down in your little daily journal that tells you to drink water and to use a fork and oatmeal
Bingo.
and to go get lunch and keep yourself healthy and handsome. You need to write in there, let Woj slip. One time. It is come up in season for old Shams Charania. Tough night on the internet for Shams, but it's going to be okay.
Yeah, you're good, Shams. Keep swinging.
It's going to be okay. He's certainly wrong. Certainly wrong.
Very.
And my mentions started blowing up with that as well. And I appreciate the fact that we got that news. And I do apologize to anybody that Tone lost a lot of money.
Yes, he did.
So listen, you don't think we tried to benefit off of that piece of information as well? We're in the losing boat with you.
That was my fault.
Yeah, we were.
Minus
Bettor's fault. It's
900.
not John's fault. That's a bettor's fault.
That's one half of the hammer.
Dahn.
Cowboys Tone Diggs. You're saying because even if a very plugged in person says, hey, this is happening, in a thing that like, hey, this is happening, is actually the outcome normally. This isn't competition.
No.
Brandon and Scoot weren't going to play for the number 2 overall pick.
That's right.
This wasn't going to be one. This was humans making a decision saying this one is better, and we were able to bet on that.
Yeah.
Not normally able to do that. So then whenever you get information that you hear, boom, this person saying the decision I'm going to make that you can profit off of
right now
is this. And then it's not that. You say it's a better side. I was one of those bettors.
Yeah.
I'm not taking blame for that.
No way.
No way am I putting that on. You should have seen what I was thinking about Sean. Love Sean.
This fucking guy.
Sean's a good man. But God damn it. I was supposed to have a little trophy right there.
That's right.
Yes.
And I don't because of that. Now, it's tough. You're going to lose. That is gambling.
Sure.
It's not called sports winning.
Exactly.
It's called sports gambling. But that one felt real as it could possibly be, Tone. What are you blaming me for?
Come on.
I'm not blaming you.
I
said
just said it.
I'm blaming myself. Yeah, as a gambler, you know when you push that button.
this is how he gets through this
You
thing.
push that button, nothing is guaranteed, and we know it was fucking smokescreen season, so, maybe Shami's got a guy.
Whoa.
It's smokescreen season. We were being used.
Questioning sources, Tony. Good Lord.
Shams doesn't want that to happen.
No, he doesn't.
I don't know how new ownership's going to feel, too. They got a potential hexagram with the next insider of the NBA.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whoever told him whatever it was, because that was certainly large news.
Huge news. Minus 900 favorite he
The
moved
even bigger
to.
part on our side, our fault, when Scoot goes to minus 900 and Brandon Miller's sitting there at plus 700, you probably should have put some on Brandon Miller plus 700. You would have won either way.
Fair.
Okay, all right, so now,
That's my...
see, that's what the professional gamblers do. They scan all the books
Yep.
and see where the difference is in the numbers, and they actually spend, like, that's their life. Hours and hours of scanning books and bets, seeing where they can gain an edge with points from the different numbers. So whenever we had Brandon at plus, because of what Shams said, should have
went that way.
Yeah.
Out of both and plus, you guarantee yourself a profit. But, that's for professional gamblers who make their entire living off of that. We're just out here.
Those people do not live a life. That needs to be known.
They're tied in.
The people that are winning in sports gambling now, the Toxic Table's here at Ty Schmidt, at Boston Connor, and Boston Connor's mullet. Looks great.
Thank you very much. Got more products.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Shout out Hairspray. Not the movie.
Non-sheer
Non-sheer.
hairspray.
No fizz.
You're not going to win when you gamble all the time.
Sure.
But right now, there's a podcast that goes live after this show ends that is in the middle of a fucking heater.
Scorching hot.
And normally, you say, well, don't talk about it. We don't want to ruin it. Yeah. Talked about this the other day.
Yep.
3 days ago, talked about them being hot. And they've continued right through it numerous times. Show's been around a long time. And there's some good gamblers that are talking about the gambling.
Oh, yeah.
The Hammer Down crew right now, betting on baseball, is 52-25 over the last 7 days.
Damn.
Okay? Now, I understand that you can see the 25 number there and say that's big. Whenever you throw in 52 and you have 77 total games here and you got 25, you're batting 666 right now.
That's a good win.
Over that. That's fucking an unbelievable week, boys.
Absurd.
You need to be very proud of yourselves over there.
Way to go, Hammer Down boys.
Almost as if when the playoffs for hockey and NBA ended, and the U.S. Open kind of ended, hey, let's fucking dial into baseball because it's all we're doing for the next 3 months until football starts.
So you guys doing some research?
Oh, yeah. We're diving deep.
Tony, too. Did you see his golf bet yesterday as well?
No.
Tony?
So I had Denny McCarthy to win the Travelers. He went 10 under yesterday, shot a 60. I had 50. It was like to win 3,500 on him to win the tournament. I decided to cash out because there's a lot.
Golf?
Yeah.
There's a lot, and there's a lot of sharks lurking around in those
Huge
leaderboards.
cash
But it
out.
was it was a 10x cash out last night after the first round.
What a
More than
dog.
10x? I thought it was $800.
No, 500.
Okay.
Joining us now is the other half of the Hammer, Dahn Cowboys.
Oh.
He is 22 and 8
he's on.
Jeez Louise.
over the last week on First Fives. And obviously we won't talk to him about baseball, but he's on a heater right now.
Oh, yeah.
And I would like to get his thoughts on the Shams lock yesterday.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy. He's got a...
I was told.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gumpy.
Yeah,
Gumpy!
Gumpy, Tone told me, and we love Shams. We always will. We appreciate Shams.
Huge Shams, guys.
We are Shams fans.
Yes.
Tone told me Well, Tone was telling himself, I guess, but projecting it onto me.
Right.
He's like, as a better, we shouldn't have been, whatever. That one was one I thought we had. So let's just all grieve quickly. Fuck!
Damn it.
Let's move on.
Not on you.
Okay,
Not
good.
on you.
Thank you. Not on us,
Not
it sounds.
on
No.
Not on you.
22-8 in baseball. You're just seeing the diamond well right now, or what do we got? We got something locked in. What are we seeing mostly out of the Canadian sensation, Gumpy?
Feels like we're hitting the time in baseball where the teams are figuring out, the pitchers are starting to figure out the pitch clock, and we're pretty dialed in right now on the diamond.
So you do first fives, right? That's all we're doing?
Yeah, I've been stretching it out to full games a bit because the some of the teams are so good and some of the teams are so bad that you cannot bet first five at the number they're at right now. It's absurd.
Oh, it's big.
Like you're seeing minus 370 favorites right
Jeez.
now. It's fucking insane.
How do you when you go on a run like this, does it carry into the rest of your life? Do you feel like you're skipping around a little better? Do you think like lawyers in Washington, D.C. are going to start seeing things differently? What do you think about that? You think 22-8, pretty good?
Yeah, not bad.
Nobody else is doing that. We'll put that in the fucking thing.
Yeah.
Let's document that.
Yeah. Give those guys picks.
Come on, man. Jesus.
Hey, remember, big meeting next week. Remember?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh.
We're in a good spot. We're in a good
Okay,
spot.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, big meeting.
Let's go.
Big meeting. I'm going to.
Shake some hands.
I don't like to do this. I don't like to do it ever.
Hate doing it, actually.
It's my least favorite. That's why we're still in Indiana.
Yeah. Don't like to do it is a
Fucking
huge
hate-
understatement. Yeah.
Hate shaking
Favorite
hands.
thing to do.
Hate doing this thing. Don't enjoy it. Hey, how you? You're great. You're awesome.
Oh, good to see you.
Hey, you're great. You're awesome.
Great suit.
Hey, oh
Big
my
fan.
God.
Big
Man, strong shake there.
Oh my God.
You're the best.
See ya. All right. We get it.
Yeah.
I'm doing it. Next week we got one. We got a couple of these, couple of these. We got a guy stuck. Huh? Can we?
What do we say?
Simple.
Bring him home.
Got a job.
This is the American dream, bro. What are we even talking
Got
about?
any power? Huh? Show us your power.
He'll pay
on.
taxes.
All right. I watch House of Cards.
Yeah,
Okay.
First episode to last episode, all the way through in preparation of next week.
exactly.
I'm coming in
I've
there.
been listening to Coming Home by Diddy every day just for the vibes.
Coming home. Coming home.
Tell the lights he's coming home.
And let the rain wash away. Immigration laws today. All right, we appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see him soon, Canadian Gumpy. You guys are doing phenomenal.
Thank you.
Honestly, whenever I heard about the number, we immediately said, Dirty, need a graphic. Let's make these dudes look good. Because you guys are crushing it right now on the diamond. And I want to let you know you're hitting better than I was when I went into that Oculus and did the Win Reality, CC Sabathia, baseball swinging thing.
Oh, no. How
We did it
was
yesterday.
it?
We did it yesterday. So they sent us a Win Reality.
Yeah.
Okay, Win Reality.
Win bet?
Oh,
No.
Or WI?
WIN.
Okay.
okay. Win Reality has this baseball game in the Oculus. It is allegedly actual pitches that you can see, and you can attach the thing, one of the hand things, to the bat. So you're seeing actual pitches you're working in there. I am a huge proponent of the Oculus Arena.
That's right.
I literally, for WrestleMania 2 years ago, my training was boxing in the Oculus. That was my cardio training, was boxing in the Oculus. It fucking killed me. I fell in love with it. I enjoyed it. Obviously, because the internet knows everything that you do, they started funneling me with virtual reality ads of shit just on all of my different things. Most of them look like shit because at the stage of development in which it was then a few years back versus where it is now, it was all kind of Mickey Mouse. No offense. It was all kind of Mickey Mouse, kind of trashy. It has since evolved mightily and quickly. But there was this thing, Win Reality, that was like, you can take a pitch off somebody. And I'm fresh off of playing that baseball game where I didn't know if I was a righty or a lefty.
Right.
So I was like, we find out quickly. At that stage, they didn't have a bat available.
No.
You could only see the pitches. So I was like,
Couldn't actually take cuts.
yeah, no,
Didn't figure out the tech.
you could just see the pitches allegedly, but then you're back out of the arena. And they had some baseball games that it was very like animated, like you're swinging a bat that's this big. So they've developed over the last few years to become an actual training thing where you can see every here's me right here. Holy shit, that was coming, he says.
Moving.
It's literally right in there. So
beautiful stadium.
It is. This is a collegiate pitcher.
Oh my God.
Still coming though.
All right, I made a little contact here. I mean,
that's ridiculous.
88-mile-an-hour fastball. You know what I mean? And then the pros ones, I guess, go up to like 97, 98. What do you think, Ty?
How can you even hit?
I mean, that looks sweet.
Too early. Yeah, too early.
When you get the
I only got like 2.
But yeah, but you said, I mean, you can
I guess
see.
that's 200.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
2 out of 10 is not terrible.
You're 3 at-bats away from the Hall of Fame.
But I wasn't using the actual bats. You see the actual bats down on the ground to the side there? Because through the tutorial I have to get through, this is a tutorial where they're showing me the pitches and showing me everything. I don't think I'm allowed to use the bat, or we didn't set it up right. But I think it's going to be the real deal. I was in there last night. They're coming.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
They are.
Yeah,
It was wild watching.
That's an insane thing. If I could do that every night, I'd get into baseball. Watching other people do that, I'm learning it's tough for me to dive into all the time.
Yeah, I mean, it looks sweet. I'm excited to try. The thing that I'm most worried about is, did you get, I mean, because I think we're kind of the same, and you've used the Oculus way more than I have, but getting motion sickness, putting that on and actually taking like
you're
real
not
hacks.
moving. So when you move,
you're standing stationary. You're not.
But there's a couple different ones where they have you move with your thumbs.
Like shooting
Crushed
games.
me.
Yeah.
I had to get out of there like real quick.
Had a headache immediately.
Yeah, I had to get out of there. I couldn't do it. Now, I'm not good at the shooting games with just your thumbs and not in virtual reality, but the movement, actually the body moving and doing all that, it fucked me up bad.
Too much.
Yeah, it fucked me up bad. The boxing one, I guess you're moving in there too.
Yeah, but also still your head isn't
Small.
moving. Like you're staying, your arms are moving and stuff, but I feel like the head camera
But I am
is
walking
actually,
around though.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like the camera is typically always on the person you're fighting.
Yeah, and there's other. Nick got in there. Nick's been in there a lot too. You remember Nick sent me this one game to do where they actually had you look at something if you're starting to get motion sickness. Like it was like built into the game.
Smart.
Almost. Like, hey, just look back here. This will kind of take care of you. And then you kind of get out of there. I don't know if it was low or high. It was like a roller coaster thing.
Yeah, the problem comes in with those when you're like the boxing one, you're physically moving your body and your head around. It's when your body is not moving, but you're moving mentally.
their
The imagery
body's
is moving.
moving.
Yes,
There
yeah.
it is.
Okay, piece it all together.
There it is.
But I don't do all the games in virtual reality, just the sport ones. And I'm very excited for the future with it.
I mean, ping pong.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So good. It's perfect. Like you even mentioned, it's not like where those Mickey Mouse former baseball games where you're swinging, it's delayed. Like the ping pong, you are playing ping pong.
Actual. And you feel it actually
Gives you like a haptic response
Yes.
when you.
Yeah, great word there. Haptic.
Oh yeah.
I thought you said
Unbelievable word right
Yep.
there. But yeah, it is a haptic response. And it's like the perfect amount of wiggle too, that it actually feels like a ping pong ball hitting the ping pong paddle.
spin.
Yeah, I feel like ping pong's real.
Yes, so good in there.
Boxing, obviously real. I've knocked out every single person I fought
Right.
in there. It's real. 100% real.
Yeah.
I got slept twice in there. I was not happy.
But yeah, was that Spider? Was that the champ?
No. Yeah, it was Spider.
Spider's a big
The big
son of a
guy.
bitch.
Spider's not the champion though.
Oh,
No.
that's right.
Champion's dude from Ireland.
Gold gloves or something.
Yeah, he ain't never got me. So
No way.
just no.
Same with Corbin.
But I'm not signing up for the champion when I'm like tired. You know what I mean?
No chance. Yeah, you're going
I'm
in
fighting
there.
champion first fight of the day.
That's right.
And then I'm fighting all the other bums later when I get tired.
Exactly.
Make it even.
But that boxing thing really, like, I think made me buy in. Then ping pong. This baseball thing's real deal.
Okay.
You think it actually, like, you could see guys in like college and the pros using it as like a training tool?
I don't know. Like,
I guess it's different because those guys can actually just go out and take BP,
BP.
whenever they want.
but if I'm a kid, like,
Yeah.
because they have like U14 pitchers,
Yeah.
U15 pitching options.
Oh, that's
I can't wait
genius.
to take these little punks fucking yard in
we
there.
should send them there.
But they have all those options. So, like, if you can afford one, and they're hilariously expensive, these fucking things. But if you could afford one, I think if your kid is a baseball player, I think it's probably
The move.
a pretty good thing.
especially if you live in like a cold climate.
Yeah. Yeah, Florida is a good spot.
Right.
They can go do whatever they want. Joining us now is a man who's from a very cold climate. He actually played in the ProAm of the golf tournament that's happening right now the other day because he is the king of the state in which the Travelers is taking place.
That's right.
UConn legend. Now, UConn doesn't have a football home when it comes to conference-wise, and they need not come to the Big 12 because we don't need the Big 12 to get any more anchors in it and drag it down anymore in this time of Big Four, Power Four, who's going to get to the top, who's not going to go. So we can keep UConn football out of the Big 12. Basketball, though,
come on in.
Absolutely needed. If this man was quarterback of the team still, though, would want them in the Big 12.
Well,
NFL quarterback, ESPN quarterback guru, ladies and gentlemen, the ever-intelligent Dan Orlovsky. What's going on, Dan?
What's up? What's going on?
Dan, hey.
What's up, buddy?
How'd you do at the Travelers Pro-Am? Did you do well? How's the course? They're thinking this was one projection from Bruce Brown. 22 under might win this thing this weekend. Is that what you're thinking? Easy course? Did you do well?
I did okay. I think like that number is pretty accurate. Dude, the greens are absolutely pure. The guy that I played with, so like nowadays in the Pro-Ams, have you played Pro-Ams before the Live Golf became kind of a thing? Because before Live Golf, guys played 18 holes. Like your pro would play 18 holes with you. Now they're only playing 9 holes with you. Oh. So my first 9 holes were with Davis Riley. He was 6 under through 9 holes. I mean, he was lighting the place up. So I played all right. I was like 38 on the front, and then I went double, single, double, double. So I blew up 10, 11, 12, 13, but played all right.
Yeah, but those holes are tough. I mean, as somebody who gaffs, but not a lot. Like gaff, don't get the gaff. In working to one day be able to gaff all the time.
In the sim.
That is like one of the goals. That is like one of the goals of my life. I would like to live on a golf course, on a beach, so that I can either go one way or the other.
Yep.
Every single day. That is kind of the goal.
Is there a preferred golf course? Because that's a tough combination to find. Is that like South Carolina, Kiowa? Like, what is that?
Interesting. I have heard about that particular place. There's also another lake, I guess, in South Carolina that all the super rich yups go to that kind of has that set up. But I think down in Florida, there's a couple good.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Down in Florida, I think there's some spots. You know?
Khaled.
Yeah, wherever DJ Khaled's at, looks like it's a good time.
Yeah.
How about that house when he shoots out the back and he's in that pool?
Oh, absurd.
So sweet.
Beach right there.
He's the best, dude.
Yeah.
Messi's moving
When is
next
Tahoe?
door.
Tahoe's coming up July 13th, 12th. July 13th, July 12th. I've been playing up in a sim. Anyways, I've only played in one Pro-Am. It was at West Virginia. It was in West Virginia.
The Greenbrier.
The Greenbrier a couple years ago. That was a good time. That was a lot of fun. We had John Daly in our group. Obviously, an absolute blast.
Yeah.
But 38 on the front. You're a good golfer, Dan. You're a good golfer.
I'm all right, dude. I'm all right.
You play a lot.
I probably play like 3 times a month now. You know, given my kids and the sports and work and whatnot, about 3 times a month.
Well,
4 times a month.
We're proud of you, Dan. You work hard.
Good boy, Dan.
Oh, you know where I'm going? You know where I'm going Monday?
Where?
I'm going to Oakmont for the night.
Yes.
Whoa. Do you sleep on campus there?
I think we're staying up in a cottage or something like that. I'm totally riding coattails for this one, so I don't know much other than like show up and go.
Okay, I didn't know Oakmont had cottages. So you'll be staying, like you'll check in, probably go there, have a meal, play, stay the night, play the next day, then you're out?
Yeah, I think it's like we're going to like go to the cottage. I think you hit some balls, have dinner, and we're either having dinner in like the library or something like that, like library, or wake up, play the next day, and go home.
Tone was once a caddy at Oakmont.
I was.
If you need any,
I don't think you're staying on the premises.
Yo,
probably an
is
Airbnb,
it as
but-
hard as people say it is?
I've only been there once for the
Hilly, right?
U.S. Open, and we had a guy dressed in a full penguin suit, and they did not appreciate
What?
our thing. And it was 400 degrees. But yeah, it was a lot of space.
Eight's like a 290 par 3, depending on what you're playing from. I mean, it's
So,
just,
what do you think I'm going to score? Let's make a bet here for charity.
Okay.
What do you think my number will be? I think I'm a 6 handicap.
Are you going to play like actual rules, or what are we doing?
I always play actual rules.
From the tips?
I'll play as far back as they'll allow me to play. I don't know like their rules or
What's
whatnot.
par, 72 or 70?
72, I think.
Yeah, a 290 par 3. That was the first hole you mentioned.
Yeah, it might be a 70.
Yeah, and he just played a very easy course, though.
Par 70. There we go. Okay. So you 80.
Yep.
You think I'm going to shoot an 80 at Oakmont?
6. Yeah, we're giving you 4 more.
Yeah, you're
I mean, what the
handicap
fuck?
6.
It's
Yeah.
not in tournament shape right now. What do you want? You want 85?
I don't know the course. Everyone says it's the hardest. Everyone says it's one of the hardest courses you'll ever play.
Yeah, number 8, 288 is listed at the.
Is it raining in PA?
To be honest, I don't know anything about this place.
No clue.
You end up in the church pews. You're going to be tough there.
Oh, yeah.
So what, you want 90? What the fuck do you want? You're a 6 handicap.
If you get a good caddy, though, they will tell you exactly where to putt.
Don't be so mentally weak. What are we talking? You're a 6 handicap. Go fucking play the course.
Don't be a
What are we talking about?
A guy like Dan doesn't have the grit to tackle Oakmont.
Let's set the number at 82, 82 and a half.
All right.
Over.
Okay. Who's going to be there? We don't know anybody's going to be there.
Who you playing with, Dan?
Buddy of mine, Kevin Libator, Chuck Haberstroh, and then the member is
Yeah, but Haberstroh is known for being a fucking lying sack of shit.
Chuck's a sandbagger.
That guy will lie for you. We know Haberstroh would do that.
Yeah.
That's what they say. Oh, Haberstroh.
Yeah. He will not lie.
My uncle actually still caddies there, Dan.
Yeah, you're right. You're a dad of 10 kids. You can't lie, especially publicly. So you get above 82.
And a half. If I shoot 83 or worse, I will donate $500 to a charity of your guys' choice.
Okay.
Swear on the Bible.
Okay.
That you're not
Swear on
going
the
to cheat.
Bible.
$500. Let's make that at least 1,000. I mean, have to at this stage.
All right,
of life.
1,000. And if I break 82, if I shoot 82 or better,
no chance.
You got to give 1,000 to a charity of my choice.
Oh, I thought it was 5. So I thought you 1,000 because you're getting to play Oakmont.
Yeah.
Me 250 because I'm just sitting here hearing about it.
Exactly. Yeah, you're jealous too. You wanted to play. That's what you.
My whole life.
Yeah.
I used to drive by that thing just like, oh, there's a nice course there.
Set it on
Andy
Monday.
said 80.
Yeah, and I wanted 80.
That's what I would have said.
We're giving you 6.5 strokes above your handicap. Are you kidding me?
Stephen A. was right. This guy is a cheapskate.
He is, isn't he?
Guys, this is for charity.
Oh, Dan.
Don't
Stop
spin it.
hiding behind the shield of
Don't spin it.
philanthropy. I don't want to hear it.
Don't get cheap now that you're a dad. You know, it's for charity.
Okay.
For charity.
All right, I'll do $1,000, Dan.
Jeez.
Yeah.
You're not even playing.
I'm just sitting here, and we're being lied to by the Hasbro brothers.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Chuck Haberstroh.
I am so sick of it. All right, good luck out there. We're pulling for you. Let's talk about football. Yesterday, we had Kirk Herbstreit on, or as you say, yesterday, we had Kirk Herbstreit on, and he went to bat for Mac Jones in one of the biggest ways I've ever heard somebody talk for a quarterback ever, I think.
Yeah.
He said, I'm 1,000% in on Mac Jones. And you've always been 1,000% in on Mac Jones, it feels like. And even going back to last year, you got dunked on by us and many people when you said your number one worry going into the NFL season. Number one. There's so many other things it could be. Obviously, with the NFL, a lot of shit to deal with. Your number one worry was Joe Judge and Matt Patricia being the offensive coordinator for Mac Jones. And we said, Dan, you're the most dramatic dude on earth. Yeah. That is your number one worry. And then lo and behold, absolute shit show up there.
Nailed it.
It went absolutely terrible, and it was like a massive question mark. So we obviously have to own that we were wrong and you were right in that aspect. But I think the reason why that was your thing is because how much you support Mac Jones. How do you feel about Mac Jones going into this year with Bill O'Brien, a man who he was allegedly teaching an offense to at Alabama a few years ago, and Bill O'Brien, obviously successful offensive person. And what if they bring D-Hop? What does that mean? And do you think this is even possible?
Yeah, so thoughts and prayers out to Herbie's son. Hopefully things are progressing there.
Hell yeah.
I feel better about Mac Jones' situation as it sits here today. I will feel much better if they bring D-Hop. I've been adamant. They need to get D-Hop into that building. So I'll start with this. The reason why I've been a big fan of Mac Jones was because I called a couple of his games at Alabama his last year there. And in the game, you can appreciate he's a good player, but you look at him through the lens sometimes, or at least I did, of an NFL prospect, and he doesn't necessarily fit the mold of what the stars look like athletically in the NFL right now at that spot. Then you studied him, or at least I studied him, and I was sitting there going, man, he has everything that it takes to be a very good player in the NFL at that position, but elite like playmaking athleticism. And so if you're telling me everything else when it comes to ball placement and anticipation and twitchiness in the pocket and the ability to make the right throw at the right moment and sudden feet and operating in a really small space, high-level intellect, he's got that at such a high level, I really believe it makes up for him not being a freakazoid athlete. So
Well,
that it starts with
Yeah. In the Pro Bowl.
That kind of belief of Mac Jones as a player. I think he's in a much healthier place this year because, listen, like Juju's a good player. Tyquan Thornton, their second-year player, I think has got the chance to be like an Emmanuel Sanders was for the Steelers, a big play down the field type of guy. I don't think he's going to be that good, but that type of impact. I still believe they need D-Hop strictly because in the NFL right now, it's a game of either you're going to pound the football and live in play action and have yards after the catch people, or you're going to have 3 or 4 guys that are just going to play one-on-one football. They don't necessarily have any of that or either of that. They don't have a guy that is going to play one-on-one consistently and win, and they don't have somebody that is going to kill you in yards after the catch unless they have one of those number one guys. Like if they have a D-Hop and they put D-Hop on one side of the formation, and then now the defense has got to say, hey, we got to put 2 people over there because we don't have someone that can cover him one-on-one. Then on the opposite side, Juju's going to have favorable leverages or matchups, and then he could become a yards after the catch guy. The same with a Gesicki or a Hunter Henry. They're going to have more favorable matchups. So if you told me they got D-Hop, I'm sitting here saying Mac Jones is going to have one of those big third-year leaps. If they go into the season and they don't have D-Hop, I still think he'll play better and improved, but it's not going to be enough to chase down people within their division or definitively have New England say, Mac Jones is no question the guy.
All right, speaking of the division, go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, Orlovsky, loved everything you said there. I also hope that DeAndre Hopkins comes out, but maybe they'll put Gillespie out to the left instead of Juju in case it is a one-on-one option. Do you think with that division that the Oh, you're right. Gesicki. Shout out Michael Lombardi in the NBA draft coverage. Do you think that if, the Patriots keep it together and do get D-Hop, that maybe they are a contender? But do you think either way the Super Bowl champion might be in the AFC East? Because I remember when the Rams won the Super Bowl, the whole thought was that the NFC West was kind of going to destroy themselves on their way to the playoffs. And then obviously Niners, Cardinals, and Rams all make it. NFC Championship is the Rams-Niners. Do you think that's a situation we're looking at here where whether it be the Jets or the Bills, one of those teams ends up as a wild card, and that could be your AFC Championship?
Absolutely. The Bills and the Jets are unquestioned Super Bowl contenders.
Whoa!
Because
Jets,
they are.
Let's go!
The quarterback talent that they have, the skill talent that they have, the defense that both have. I think the Dolphins are knocking on that door. The question that everyone talks about is we got to have Tua healthy for the year, and as much as I love Tua, it hasn't happened. So if you told me Tua was going to play 17-plus games, they would be real Super Bowl contenders. New England without D-Hop, I do not see as a playoff contender. New England with D-Hop, they are now a playoff contender. I'm not putting them in Super Bowl contender territory, even with D-Hop. I just think the AFC is so loaded. I think there's tiers in the AFC. I think there's 4 tiers that are, if you were sitting here being objective going, who are real, unquestioned, very little doubt Super Bowl contenders. It's Kansas City, it's Buffalo, it's Cincinnati, it's the Jets. Kansas City sits as the team that everyone's got to go chase. And then there's another group of 4 or 5, which is Miami, the Chargers, Jacksonville,
Colts.
Baltimore, that are sitting there going, they are just below them, and they got to catch some health break. They got to prove it to us when it matters the most. Everything's got to come together, but it's not a big drop-off.
And then you got Colts, Steelers.
Well, I don't think they're in the same tier.
I think the Colts and Steelers, I think that next tier would be a tier that could surprise some people and be more competitive than expectations, kind of match them.
Colts, Steelers, right?
Broncos.
Colts, Steelers, Broncos.
Putting the Colts in there. Okay.
Yeah, you're damn right. What are we talking about?
Okay.
I still think that Anthony Richardson is going to very much so surprise people this year. I still believe that because of the element of the coach matchup and his athleticism, it's going to be real, man.
Man, this is a good day.
Feel good
yeah.
Friday.
Colts, Steelers, and Broncos.
It's
you know
fun,
what I mean?
That's
Fun
right.
Friday. Come on.
It is in the Thunderdome.
Yeah.
It was a good day.
Thank you so much, Dan. That felt really good because I've been over here talking about how good this roster is in Indianapolis, you know? Now, granted, I've also been talking about West Virginia winning the national championship when their over-under is 4.5 games.
That's generous.
4.5 games. Now, I don't know how many games UConn's going to win, and hopefully UConn will not come to the Big 12 and ruin what we got going on. But I will say my optimism about the Colts, strong. Hey.
Up and to the right.
Legit, right? With Steichen's offense, Anthony Richardson, Jonathan Taylor's going to have to do something. Now, he is obviously seeing the running back market for what it is. But whenever you talk about Alec Pierce taking another leap, Michael Pittman Jr. going in there, Josh, the kid's wearing one.
Downs.
Downs.
Yeah.
There he
Jelani Woods.
He's 6'7", Jelani Woods.
How about it?
Moali Cox.
And then on the defensive side, I love Mo. On defensive side, we just got dogs everywhere. I mean, why not, Dan? Why not the Colts? Huh?
That's my point, dude. And it's a division that's not loaded. We know Jacksonville sits at the top, but Houston, I think, will be a little bit more competitive than people think. I don't think there's a terrible team in the AFC. I really don't believe that, top to bottom, that there's a terrible team. The Titans are going to be competitive because Vrabel's such a good coach. Houston's going to be improved because the talent upgrade that they've had kind of brought into their organization. And the Colts are, dude, here's my thing. If we just break down the Colts, Pat, and we sit here and go, quarterback's crazy athletic and the coach knows how to use that, all that fundamentally is going to do is create a ton of one-on-one on the outside. Michael Pittman and Alec Pierce are like 6'3", right? They're 6'3", they're 6'4" dudes. If they win, and Jelani Woods, if they win 50% of those kind of opportunity balls, that's going to be a chunk of their offense, man. It's going to be win on a slant, win on a go route, win on a stop route. There's going to be a beauty in the simplification of it. And if they can keep that, like kind of the foundation of their offense, it's going to give them a huge chance to own the football, score points, rest the defense. I just think they'll be competitive, man. I really do.
And they're going to be electrifying to watch on the field as opposed to last year. You watch that team on the field, you're falling asleep.
Oh, yeah.
You are snoozing quick. Even if Anthony Richardson goes out and throws 45 interceptions, at least somebody's doing something.
Yeah. Exactly. And he's running around.
These games last year that we paid to go to were so fucking bad. I mean, it was just horrendous football. Even the teams that are good would come in and it'd be terrible. Kansas City lost to the Colts.
Eagles, they barely won.
And it was just bad football, the whole thing. Travis Kelce's on the field, Patrick Mahomes on the field, somehow bad, boring football. Just the Colts had that kind of stigma. And we get the number 4 overall pick, so we're playing bad football. So it's boring and losing football. That is not good for any program, anything. Anthony Richardson coming in just immediately makes me think, all right, the guy's the biggest, strongest, fastest quarterback to ever come through the combine. He does the backflip thing with ease. It at least has to be a little bit more energy, hopefully, when it comes to the team. Hopefully they're able to go and do their thing. But to your point, coming off the bus, this Colts team, bro,
monster,
fucking huge. And then we got on the defense side, you got DeForest Buckner leading the way. And he is, 6'6" or 6'7".
Monster.
300 pounds.
So big.
We got massive dudes. Let's do stuff. But to your point, there's no shitbag team in the AFC. I was trying to think, and no offense to this team. They got great fan base and everything like that, very passionate. The Raiders, right?
That's kind of what I thought on as well.
The Raiders, they don't have a quarterback.
And they are also loaded. Like, you can go down their roster and they have a bunch of studs still.
But whenever you look at that AFC ratings or odds to go win a Super Bowl, you look at the whole AFC side and it's like, good. Browns, I guess you're wondering. But
look at their comparison to Browns. The Browns got a chance to be so much better. Their defense, I think we did this. Dude, I think their defense has 9 first-round picks on it. So compare that team to, the Cardinals, even the Rams when it comes to their talent level, the Bucks. You know, there are teams that are so much more just either young, talented, or heavy on one side of the ball, talented in the AFC in comparison to NFC.
Yeah, that is. And when it gets laid out and you do start going through every single division, and you're like, does this team stink? Nah.
If the Raiders were in the NFC South, would we not have them as the favorite in the NFC South? Or
Absolutely.
Probably 1-2?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, even in the NFC, like the Saints, we're just assuming the Saints are really good.
Derek Carr, yeah. New quarterback, new system.
You think they're going to be good, the Saints?
I think the Saints are going to be good. I got to see Derek in the new system. Michael Thomas's health is obviously a huge question. I think their defense is going to be a lot better than it was at the beginning half of the last year. I think, like, if I had to pick a team in that NFC South that I think has got the chance to, like, shock people, I really do believe it'll be Carolina and Atlanta. Those two teams, Pat.
What are you hearing out of camp down there? What are you hearing out of Carolina with Frank and Josh? And I know you got a lot of friends down there, obviously. So everything has just been good, out of Carolina, it sounds like.
They are shocked how impressive Bryce Young is mentally. And they had really high. I remember going back to probably like April and having conversations and just like text message conversations. And the kind of the phrase that kept getting shared with me about Bryce was elite processor, elite processor, elite processor. Mentally so much more advanced than everybody else. And I think even they are surprised with how mentally advanced he is, both like football playbook wise, football feel wise, situational kind of understanding. I think that the big takeaway that they have right now, Pat, is they don't feel that there is a single part of his game that holds them back from unloading their whole playbook. And that's so rare for a rookie quarterback. You know how it is. Sometimes you give them 20% or hey, we're going to pare down our game plan for the young kid. There's not a single thing. It's actually the opposite. They honestly think that because he's so good mentally, they can expand their playbook to what it has been. And that's kind of taken them by surprise.
Very abnormal for a rookie quarterback, obviously. As we go to Tone, the Pittsburgh Steelers didn't even have hots with Kenny Pickett in his first year last year. Professional football, no hots with a subpar offensive line.
Yeah.
That's how slow they wanted to take it.
Wait, that's a fact?
Yeah.
I think Muth said something like that, yeah.
Dan, that's what we were watching last year.
Friggin' bad.
With a subpar offensive line, Dan, too. You know what I mean? Like, you need the hot.
That'd be even more reason. Yeah.
that's the purpose of it, actually.
Gosh.
Yeah, but allegedly.
I've lived that, though. I've lived that, dude. Like, I've lived that. I've lived that life where your coach is like, no, we're just not going to have hots. And if you feel pressure, throw it to the flat. I've had that before, man. And it's so deflating. It's so defeating. Dude, I had, real quick before Tone asks you a question, I had a situation where we would take our game plan. I don't know if I've shared you guys this story, but we would take the game plan, the first and second down game plan. And usually, like I've been on teams like a Gary Kubiak or Sean McVay, your first and second down game plan could be 200 plays, right? And then you would get into your situational game plan, which would be on third and 2 to 3 or third and 4 or less, we've got 8 plays. Third and 4 to 6 or whatever, 5 to 6, we've got 8 plays. 7 to 10, 6 plays, 10 plus, whatever. I've been in a situation where you'd watch film and be like, hey, coach, can we add this to our third down and 4 to 6 package? I think, given what the defense is going to do, this would be a really good play. And the coach would be like, well, if you want to add that one, you got to take one out. And we would be like, no, we just want to add it. So like, we like this. We want to keep the other ones. And he's like, no, we're not we're only going to have 6 this week. And we're all like, it's one more play. So like that coaching mindset of like hindering kind of a comfort level blows my mind.
Well, good news. Same offense coordinator this year. Matt Canada will still be leading the offense for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Tone Diggs has a question for you, Dan.
Paul already ruined my day enough about the Steelers, so I can't ask a question about them.
Good. That's smart. Hey, look at you. That's maturity.
Yeah,
Well,
that's right.
with the comparison to the Colts, how could he not be over the moon?
No, this is good. They don't even have. I'm actually kind of disgusted.
Ruined my day.
That we are being in the same tier
Steichen?
as a team that is not having hots.
Come on.
For their quarterback, actually, now that I think about it, I should have been offended.
Yeah, you should have been.
I mean, unbelievable. After what I just heard here.
Yeah.
We're all offended.
Wow.
Everyone's offended.
It's- People are looking for reasons to be offended.
Especially
I mean, I
today.
can certainly find one.
Feels like a kind of a dumb question because he has done this and has been to a Super Bowl, but that was under McVay. Is Jared Goff still or a good enough quarterback to win the NFC and go to the Super Bowl?
Yes, because of the situation that he's in. I still think that Jared is one of the most naturally pure throwers I've ever been around. He's just one of those guys that you have to protect. If Jared's protected, and he will be in Detroit, he can throw it just as good as anybody in that conference. Because of the natural ability that he has, like you can do a lot of different. And Jared's game of throwing the ball between 10 and 25 yards, like that intermediate range, it's pure, man. It's really good. I think Detroit's offensive line should be a top 3 unit. Jahmyr Gibbs, I honestly believe, is going to be north of 1,500 yards from scrimmage, pushing 2,000 yards.
There was people that were mad that he got drafted.
Oh, yeah.
Still are.
There's people mad he got drafted.
Marks.
Dude, I think he's just going to be used in such a – I think he's going to be a Deebo Samuel type of player. That's the way that they'll use him. And that makes it so – he's going to catch 4 screens a game for 50-plus yards. So put that, in the books for Jared Goff. Yeah, I think so. Just because of the confidence Jared has right now, too. Like, that first year in Detroit, I know just in conversation with them was tough. It was tough to have – think about it. Like, you got Sean McVay moving on from you. One of the most respected minds and leaders in the NFL saying, not good enough for me anymore. And whether that was Sean's feelings or not, like that's definitely the public perception. And that was the perception that Jared had, of like, dang, this coach, moved on from me within 24 months of going to the Super Bowl or however what it was. I think Jared, because if you took Jared and he was in Tampa Bay, I would not feel that way. But because of the situation that he's in, the play caller Ben Johnson, the talent that he has around him, I think he's good enough. Absolutely.
How about that? A couple years ago, Tampa wins a Super Bowl. Now, Dan's like, because he's in Detroit, I feel good about it.
That's
good for Detroit, man.
Let's go, Dan. So let's be clear.
Yeah. Say it.
This is the year the Detroit Lions are going to go 10-7 and win a playoff game. Is that what you're saying to me right now?
Oh, I absolutely think. I think 10-7 is the bar. I honestly think 10-7. You'd sit there and be like, man, you let a game or 2 go away.
Okay.
Whoa, this is the standard now. No longer a dream. Nah. This is what we're doing around here.
Love it, Dan.
Game or 2. That means 12-5.
I think Detroit's going to be really good this year. I think that Campbell kid is going to very much so surprise people.
Yes.
Surprise me.
I've said this. Philly's the team to beat in the NFC. There's no doubt about that. San Francisco is right there. And then I think it's Detroit is the 3rd best team.
Wow.
Whoa, yeah.
Whoa!
Let's go!
Holy Detroit Rock City.
What?
Congrats.
Except for those new helmets, fucking stinks.
Whoa, that new logo's awesome. Put them on everything.
Sweet.
New helmets stink.
No, new logos are awesome. Put them on everything.
Yes, I love it.
Hats, helmets,
Dan,
jerseys.
One of Dan's kids drew it.
Yeah, which is cool.
Yeah.
I don't love the lion on it, and I would have. So the
What?
lion.
That's awesome. Put that everywhere.
It's the skinniest line I've ever seen. It's sick.
Yeah, look at that thing. It's a fit. It's an Ozempic lion.
I wish the face masks were white as well. I don't like the gray face mask with
Oh,
They're
of course,
wearing
Dan.
Great jersey, Dan.
I wish the players were white with inside of it. I wish the mask was white. We get it, Dan.
Eye black was white.
We get it. Okay, jeez, Louise.
that thing's gonna go viral.
Well, I doubt. Nah, it's a Friday. It's a Friday.
Yeah, no one's on here.
And who cares? But that whole helmet hitting the internet, and I've been learning a lot about this particular guy too. Feels like a guy you want in your camp.
Yeah.
Dog.
I watched his a standard day for him, and I don't know if that's just bullshit or not. I feel like it's not. You watch it though, you could think there's no way this human's doing this every single day, and then you look at him.
Yeah.
He has an 8-pack.
Properly jogged.
Properly jogged. Seemingly just all in on football. Carries around the jug.
Yep.
It doesn't care.
Always hydrated.
Golfing with the boys a little bit.
Great singer in the rookie, showcase.
Yeah, good. Feels like this is a guy you want on your team. So congrats to the Lions finding him. But if what you're saying about Goff still having it,
Man.
and MCDC, they lose Deuce Staley, right? Deuce Staley went down to Carolina.
Yep.
I don't know how much that was for tone and culture setting, but I'm sure they'll get past that. But what a time to be a Detroit Lions fan. Good for you guys. Ty has a question for you, Dano.
Yeah, Dan, sticking in the NFC North, all the stuff we've seen come out of Green Bay with, all of these guys kind of endorsing Jordan Love. And Pat made a good point. He kind of said, there's a difference between. I mean, guys aren't just going to come out and say like, "Hey, he stinks" or whatever, but guys are actively getting on camera and saying, "Hey, this is QB1. He's the guy." When you look at all of that stuff, what do you think a realistic ceiling is for Jordan Love and the Packers this year?
I still think they're a playoff football team.
Hell yeah.
I like this is a team that's gone to the NFC title game 2 out of the last 4 years. Their defense is littered with talent. I think if the defense, and I've said this, Ty, like they've got to stop playing so soft. And I don't mean that like I'm scared to hit people. I mean it's like you give us so much free yardage to attack you offensively.
Playing 8 yards off on 3rd and 3.
Totally, dude. And I can't imagine being a Packers fan sitting there going, seriously? Like, and they're talented enough to not do that. So I think that they've got to start way more having an attacking mindset on defense. But, I think one of the more fascinating question marks is, like, what if Jordan Love's good? No, like, we don't really know. But he was a first-round pick 3 years ago. Like, this guy wasn't a 6th-round pick that they're just like tanking with, so to speak. What happens if Jordan Love's really good? What happens if the Packers and Brian Gutekunst got it right, and he's one of those picks that a lot of people maybe misjudged or got impatient with or something? Like, what happens if this dude comes out in 3 years of sitting and watching and throws for 30-plus touchdowns and 10 less interceptions? We're talking about like what, dude, with the young talent they have on offense. That scheme always gets quarterbacks to play better than their talent level should kind of afford them to. I think it's like one of the great unknowns. If Jordan Love is good, the Packers are absolute players in the NFC.
Yeah, I think so too. We've actually broached that subject a little bit because as we move forward into the Jordan Love era, and you listen to everybody that's seeing him on the practice field, we're not seeing him on the practice field. We're not seeing him in the team meeting room. We're not seeing him in the training room. We're not seeing him in the locker room.
What?
All the people, though, that have seen him there have made their way to microphones to let people know, like, hey, everything you potentially could need to be a guy, this guy has it. We see him against Philly. You know what I mean? See him in that play against Philly. With the videos we see out of camp, the way he has handled this whole situation, Dan, which he got dropped into the middle of. Not his fault at all. I mean, but from day one, maybe the first 3 minutes after he got drafted, he got to celebrate it.
Yeah.
With his family, remember? Like very happy, probably 3 minutes. And then he opens his phone, text messages from people, maybe 5 minutes, how happy they are. Then he goes to social media, and all it is, why the fuck did we draft Jordan Love?
What the hell?
This guy, why is he here? And then all of a sudden, just boom. Like there is almost an implosion while success is still happening. The way he has handled this all, I think all of us have found to be very admirable. And then if he can go out and ball, that's good for Guti too.
Oh, yeah.
Because Gutekunst, like this is his team now. There's a chance this could be the next 15 years over there. And I think Packers fans are obviously hoping for it. But I think it's a potential, like especially with everything we've seen and heard from Jordan. So shout out to him, man.
Yeah, I think the point of what the teammates have said was really good. You made that point like last week, and it made me just hearing you talk about it now. Remember when Tyreek Hill last year said oh man, the most accurate quarterback I've ever played with was Tua, and we were all like, shut up, blah, blah, this and that. Before Tua got hurt, it was the number one pass offense in the NFL, and Tyreek was remember the question was, is Tyreek Hill going to go for 2,000 yards this year? They were the number one pass offense in the NFL. So, to your point, when these guys make statements that, are unnecessary, but they're seeing them on the field, maybe it's less smoke and more reality in their eyes.
I think that's not necessary is a good way to describe it.
Yeah.
Because like when Pac-Man came out here and said, if this team does this, I'll shave my head. It was like, that's not necessary.
You don't have to do that.
Like you just went out of your way to say that. Like there's no, why would you put yourself in that position? You didn't say it off air.
Nope.
Literally just waited till a microphone. I'll shave my head, and it was like not necessary. All these things that they're saying, they don't want to be on the record as saying like this guy's good and not, you know what I mean? I just feel like all vibes are good out of there. We appreciate you joining us, Dan. What do you got this weekend? A lot of lacrosse, huh? We ripping some twine.
Lax it up.
Yeah, we got a lacrosse tournament in Massachusetts, so we drive up there
You guys
tonight.
are screwed.
Connor said the Mass boy is probably going to beat the hell out of you.
Yeah.
It's in Devon's, Mass, Connor.
That's not a real place. That's Western Mass. That place doesn't exist.
Well, they don't want to go over to.
No, you don't.
He's signing up for Western.
You go down to the South Shore, the North Shore, your boys are going to be leaving bloody.
So hold on one second. You can't
They
coach.
beat the doors off of Massachusetts last weekend, but no big deal.
Just a little inside baseball here. Massachusetts hasn't been a premier team in New England in a long time. Next time you guys play Nestle Black, let me know.
Okay.
All right, pal?
Yeah, we'll find out. We'll talk about all these whites battling each other in a sport that only some people know about. But whenever we're talking about, you're not allowed to coach your kids, right?
Lacrosse, no. I'm fighting for it for next year, but this year I was not allowed to.
It's like a state law or something. You said so this tournament, you're just going to go drink wine, get hammered, booze up in Western Massachusetts. Is that what the weekend looks like?
The first game's at 8:50 in the morning, so I don't think we'll be drinking wine.
It's all right. The crackheads out west, they'll let it slide.
Not wine, whiskey. Yeah, we're burying Western Massachusetts. I don't know anybody. I couldn't even tell you.
Bingo.
What that means.
I don't think it's in Western Mass. I think Devon's is like 20 minutes north of Boston, 30 minutes north of
You
Boston.
might be thinking of Danvers, if that's where it is.
No, it's in Devon's, Mass, like the military base.
Once again, I do not know where Devon's is.
Well,
it's near Marlboro.
Oh, okay. Sweet.
Why'd you murder Western Mass? You didn't even
Because
know.
Western Mass is a fake place. It doesn't actually exist. People from Western Mass will tell you
It's in
I am
Worcester
from
County.
nowhere. Yeah, so it is Western Mass.
Devon's is
It's
in
like
Worcester?
the center of the state.
Yeah,
It's an hour away
which is
from
Western
It's
Mass.
an hour from Boston.
Which is just like Foxborough, Western Mass. Yeah, that's west. But it is North Shore.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, out there by fucking Fitchburg. Give me a break. That's not a real place.
Jeez.
They would agree. They would agree being from there. Yeah, they would.
All right, well, good luck out there. Hope the boys win. Hope you get a dub. Tell the family we said hello. You look good. You been working out still or what? Getting ready for the season?
Right.
Every day, bud.
What do you do? You do the Peloton, right?
I did a 45-minute Peloton boot camp today with Tunde. Absolutely destroyed my life.
Yeah, that's one of the teachers that you tweet hey, thanks for. Is that?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever, or maybe I have once or twice, Tunde. Not in a long time. It was a good one.
Tunde doesn't deserve a tweet. Some other people get them though. I see you go
Alex Toussaint.
Hey, thank you for kicking my ass this morning.
Needed it.
Yeah, is that Tunde?
Tunde whipped me this morning, yeah.
Tunde know you exist? You ever meet Tunde?
I have not met Tunde, so probably not.
Hey, Tunde, you're really doing it to this kid. You're really... Tunde!
Let's go.
Tunde said, how you doing, Dan
Absolute
Orlovsky?
45-minute advanced full-body boot camp.
So what does that mean?
Crushed me.
Off the bike.
You're standing?
You start on the bike, and then you go down to the floor, and then you're back on the bike or down to the floor. So it's like kind of
shit.
It's like 10, 12 minutes of stuff. It was good.
I didn't know they'd do that.
I didn't know there was a get off the bike, get back on the bike.
Oh, yeah.
What are you guys doing?
I think that's my favorite thing is because you're not on the bike for an extended period of time. You're like, my butt's starting to hurt. So.
Yeah, I can't do the seat. I don't do good on those bikes. Good question here by Zito. So you guys are clacking in your rooms, getting off the bike with those shoes on?
Yeah.
So you get off, clack, clack, clack.
Yeah.
Well, the floor, we have one of the floors. It's like a softer gym floor. It's the surface that is made for it.
What are you doing? Push-ups? You're doing push-ups down there?
Yeah, sometimes. I'm not great at push-ups, long arms, the chest of an 11-year-old. So a bunch of different stuff, weights, all kinds of stuff.
You're doing weights with those clacks on?
No, you just take the shoes off. The shoes are it's no tie, so it slides into like a click, 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 almost like a helmet does nowadays. I guess a grid or whatever. So you take those off and throw sneakers on for like the floor stuff.
All right. Well, I'm happy too. I did that to you. Mm-hmm. You look good.
You should try it out.
I can't. My butt doesn't do the seat. I got a massive ass. It gets,
I've been meaning to say that to you, but.
Hell yeah. Hey, remember, 82.5.
Good luck.
82.5. I play on Wednesday morning.
All right, let's not be lying, okay? Kids are watching. Ladies and gentlemen, it's for charity. Ladies and gentlemen, Dan Orlovsky. Let's get to a break. Yeah, I can't do the Peloton thing. Everybody around me was doing it at one point, and then everybody stopped doing it because something happened.
Yeah, the Peloton treadmill ate a kid.
Yeah.
And then also on Sex City.
Sex in the City. Oh, yeah. And
Mr. Big
Big died on one, so the stock just plummeted.
Oh, what?
That was tough.
That was weird.
Peloton was like taking over the world, and then all of a sudden it just started eating punches real quick.
Kills kids. Yeah.
Because Jess Sims,
Yep.
College Game Day. She's a Peloton instructor.
Right.
So I got to learn a little bit about it through conversations because there was a lot of people in the game day world that were doing Peloton. So I kind of learned a little bit about the whole situation. And then Chuck Pagano, he's on it 2 times a day.
Yeah, he does 2 a day still.
Orlovsky's on it. Everybody started tweeting about it. It's great, it's great, it's great. So I obviously have one. And then that thing's a hanger.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Nice
I was big into it when I first got it. And then, now that thing has not seen my ass in months.
Months.
Yeah.
Years for me.
Yeah.
I just couldn't get into it. They say you can get one that makes it more comfortable, but then it rides into my...
Yeah, it's still not comfy.
And then
I get it, though. If you commit to it and you actually do it and then it becomes something that you do every day, it is an awesome workout.
Incredible workout.
Yeah.
From what I've been told. The cyclists really do it.
Oh, yeah.
Lance Armstrong on Stars on Mars list.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, one of them thought he was Neil Armstrong. He's dead, but as astronaut.
Sure.
Classic mix-up.
My biggest fear was that I'd come on here and I'd say something stupid. I've really outdone myself here. Great. One of the best monologues in reality TV history when she thought Lance Armstrong was Neil Armstrong. Perfectly delivered. I think that show is pretty good.
The best part is her character on Modern Family is she is a genius.
Okay, perfect.
Get up. Get up, ball. Oh! Yep.
Oh,
jeez.
Rim unkind.
I thought it was the Thunderdome. This isn't fun.
The third time's the charm. There it is. Let's go.
Yep.
Come on.
All right, let's get to a break. Because I made that, AJ's going to be on fire when he comes in.
Come on.
He's going to have breaking news about psychedelics and psilocybin.
Oh.
Can't wait to talk to him about that. Ian Rappaport will join us, and Dana White. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. Take 5.
Five.
I feel really good. My body feels fresh. My mind clear. I'm gonna go do it tonight, I think, I'm gonna go do it. 77,899 people going bananas. I thought I wouldn't be able to sleep last night. I thought that I'd wake up with high anxiety. That is not the case at all. I am so ready to get out there and do what I was put on this earth to do. I'll be walking out of that thing.
This is a big night because 11 years ago tonight, I had my match with Jerry Lawler. Listen,
come on!
Broadcast colleagues, same night, 11 years apart, could become the first undefeated broadcast team in the history of WWE wrestling.
Not could. We will become.
Only 2 superstars have actually commentated on the same WrestleMania that they had a match on. Pat McAfee joins that club tonight.
Pontius is in and Party Boy's here. Pontius is here. Party Boy is in WrestleMania. Pontius' cheeks are out in WrestleMania. Now he's putting that thing up on Sami Zayn. I would like to say that that's the first time I've seen Pontius' ass, but that is not the case. Hey, look it. Weeman's here. Punches and bunches from Weeman. Weeman's so active. Oh, look at this. Body slam. Weeman, body slamming Sami Zayn. Weeman used to kick himself in the face. Are you kidding me? Now he's body slamming Sami Zayn.
I've walked out that ramp into this setting probably 10 million times in my mind. There was a time where every time I walked out of a door, I was acting as if I was walking into a WWE arena. So tonight, whenever I feel that energy, just hoping that I don't have a heart attack immediately. I'm hoping that I don't get too gassed, and I'm hoping I put on a damn good show because I've been thinking about this for 23 years. Let's walk the grill and do this thing, huh? I'm prepared, I'm ready, I'm excited.
Hey, who do you want to see tonight?
I want to see Pat McAfee tonight.
Showboat. He looked Pat McAfee with a right hand to Theory. And Theory stunned early. And now McAfee up over the top. McAfee with a spinning elbow. Moment. Theory's in trouble. Hurricane. here. And McAfee driving Theory landing on the announce table. Theory bouncing off the announce table, and Pat McAfee's beating the hell out of Austin Theory. Tim and Sally McAfee watching their kid beat the hell out of a douchebag. You remember this? Oh, a little payback from Friday night. Get him, Pat. Both these pals get it. McAfee lands on his feet. Austin Theory not sure what to do. Holy moly! I'm a sick for the brand. So is this superplex. The finishing maneuver. The A-Town down for Austin Theory. He hits this, it's over. McAfee rolls him up. Shoulders are down. Does he have him? He does. McAfee wins. Earned himself a WrestleMania moment. I can't believe it. This is absolutely incredible. Yes, Pat. Yes. McMahon gets it. Oh my God. Nobody stop it. Oh, from behind. What the hell's going on? Are you kidding me? Wait, get yourself to McAfee beat his little punk. Oh, yeah, that insult.
I dreamt of being Steve Austin. I dreamt of being in a building when that glass breaks and all of a sudden the toughest son of a bitch on earth comes out. The fact that I never got to see it as a kid, then I get to watch his last match live. It was awesome. I got beer in my ears. Like, it feels like I got water in my ears. I got beer in both of my ears. But I just had the incredible opportunity and honor to chug beers with Stone Cold Steve Austin. Have a WrestleMania match that Vince McMahon was a part of. I'm living on cloud 50 right now, dude. This is sweet. What a day, what a dream, what a life. Now I'm gonna have a couple more Steve Weisers. What? Maybe a little whiskey. What? Maybe some carbs, because I've been ketoing for 4 weeks. What?
Why?
Let's go!
This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it! What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this beautiful Feel-Good Friday, June 23rd, 2023. Hour 2 of the program starts now.
Feel good!
Friday in the Thunderdome, and that's what we're having here.
Yep.
Talking about sports and life, we can't thank you enough for joining us. The Talks Table is here at Ty Schmidt, at Boston Connor, and at Boston Connor's Mullet.
Hell yeah.
That looks good.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm kind of getting into that rhythm. I feel like, okay, I need to do a lot, 15 minutes just to do this here. And I just have to commit to it.
Hey, third day of that thing's existence.
Yeah, here we go.
It's crushed first two.
Yep, and hopefully it gets better here.
Bill McComas has gotten great photos of that thing that you could showcase its majesticness all over the internet. I can't wait to see if that becomes a state fair winning mullet, which we will find out at Indiana State Fair.
Yep.
One half of the Hammer, Dahn Cowboys, Tone Diggs is here. They are 52-25. On the MLB over the last week, the entire Hammer Dahn program. Congrats to you guys kicking ass and making people money. Let's keep it going, huh?
Come on.
That season we have to. Today, Picks Friday, we'll just rattle them all off. A lot of games today.
Okay, love that. Picks Friday, also a way to say, we'll give you the picks, we're getting the fuck out of here. Joining us now from an attic in Ohio, a man who is a college football national champion, a Super Bowl champion.
What?
He's the current champion of Ohio. Whew. They call him Mr. President from Centerville, Ohio. Ladies and gentlemen, COVID survivor, father of 10, the all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, and golf sandbagger, AJ Hawk. AJ Hawk, how you doing, pal? Huh? How you doing?
Oh, doing great. You guys just swimming in cash from the NBA draft last night? Is that what's going on?
Hey,
Come on. Yeah. This guy's got jokes today, huh?
How'd it
Making
go?
fun of us poor people.
I'm not making fun of anybody. I'm honestly wondering. I didn't get to see much of it.
Yesterday was making fun of everyone for going to the hospital because they got hit by flying rocks.
Yeah.
I didn't make fun of anybody for that.
Yeah, you did. Oh, you go to the hospital for that? Not in Ohio. That would never happen.
Just real quick, though.
It sounds like me.
Kinda. But we don't need you coming in here doing what you just did and dunking on Shams at the same time. Okay, Woj did enough dunking
on him?
Yeah, I'd say.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm thinking you
I
did.
wasn't on when Shams was on, so I don't know exactly what he even told you guys.
You do know what he said.
Then what happened, though? For real, what happened in the draft?
Why
Did it not happen?
So Shams got it completely wrong. And it was big news, and we think he was potentially, obviously led astray. That is why he took a big swing, and this is going to happen in the insider game. And Woj, who obviously first time on the show a couple of days ago, who knows if he'll ever be back on again, he dunks on Shams immediately afterwards. He goes, all along, no debate. Anybody that says to the contrary doesn't know that the entire Charlotte Hornets organization has been all in on Brandon Miller, okay? Ownership, front office, scouts, coaches, you name it. They see him as perennial future all-star player. Brandon Miller out of Alabama. Great shooter of the basketball.
Yes.
Obviously, what Shams said yesterday was Scoot was going number 2. And he said it very confident. Came on the show early.
Yeah. Broke the hearts of Charlotte.
Hey, just got the idea. All of Charlotte thought Scoot Henderson, out of 2 years in the G League, was coming to the Charlotte Hornets last night. And in the arena, they had a watch party. Hey, the entire Hornets organization, we're selling to a new owner. We might get a new superstar in here. This might become the new era of the Charlotte Hornets. Welcome to the team. Scoot, seemingly, is what everybody in Charlotte felt. Here's a clip out of their watch party that the Charlotte Hornets were hosting.
Yeah.
The team was hosting in their arena.
The Charlotte Hornets select Brandon Miller.
Scattering of boos, some applause, obviously, some yells. I assume that person works for the Hornets right there, dressed up that well.
Yep.
I'm going to go sit. There's a couple positives. But the best part is the mascot going, God damn it. Brandon Miller's coming to the team that I have to wear a costume for. That whole head drop, oh no. Kind of let anybody in there know. If you were wondering if we're supposed to be happy or not, God damn it. This is not what we thought. Allegedly, the internet said that there was maybe some conflicting concepts of what the team should look like going ahead under the new ownership, while still, without the deal being signed, under Jordan's ownership. Allegedly, that's what took place. Nonetheless, Shams got it wrong. We all lost a lot of money because we obviously bet on it because we got good faith in Shams. And we weren't the only ones. A lot of people at home did the same thing. And you and your little fucking bullshit comes in here and goes, how'd you guys do last night?
Money?
How'd you guys do last night? Hey, you guys go take a shovel in the backyard, dig a big hole, and dump a bunch of fucking money into it last night? That's pretty much what you just said to us. We're coming onto the show. That's not how we want this Feel Good Friday to start.
Not at all.
That is not how we want the Thunderdome vibes to be.
Nope.
That's what you said, though. Hey, pal, did you get a big enough shovel last night to dump your money into it? Is that what you said when you came in here? Because
I was curious. I sent you a text earlier and said, did everything come true like we thought?
You're a prick.
I'm not.
We know
this
that
shot
nothing's
goes
100%.
in, but it did seem like if this shot goes in, I'll forgive you.
Okay. And you make a lot of your shots, so yeah, I feel good about it.
Oh, sorry.
Bummer.
I hate
Sorry,
you forever.
Dick.
Yeah.
Let's do this now that we don't like each other forever. This one too.
Hang up on him. Definitely hate him if it goes in.
Oh, sorry.
I don't want to, AJ. It's the universe.
Yeah, this is weird.
Oh,
There it is. Oh, man. Hate AJ Day.
Oh no.
Now it's fuck off AJ Friday.
He shot us for all of us.
He did.
AJ, you ruined my shooting percentage.
That's why the submarine didn't come back up either, because you missed the shot.
That's not
Don't
true.
be making jokes.
That's not
It
true.
never went down, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it exploded immediately.
Well, at one point it ended up down.
Yeah.
There's currently.
It did
down
find
there
its-
right now.
It did reach its destination.
We're still friends, AJ.
Nope.
Guess not.
You suck.
Guess
You
not,
suck.
shitface.
Even Jabba. This is Jabba's shot. Oh, hates you too.
Jeez. All right. That's a shame.
Yeah.
God, we had such a good run.
What do we do now?
What do we do?
Why'd you do that, AJ?
We know what you're doing.
You did this. This is your doing. What do we
What were
do?
the ratings like for the draft? You think the ratings were off the charts?
All right,
Feels
so
like people were into it.
All right.
I like the mood. I like the mood he's in.
I'm serious.
All right,
I'm
AJ.
serious.
Let's
I don't know why you're laughing. I'm not joking.
we might have Michael Lombardi on later today too. I assume you saw his take on it. He was certainly questioning a lot of the decisions that were made by ESPN during the NBA draft coverage, both on the show, who was on the show, and how they went about doing the show. But I think what a lot of us didn't know is there was an ABC broadcast as well.
Had no idea.
So I watched the ESPN broadcast, had a lot of questions about everything that was going on. Then I saw these photos of Stephen A. in a pink suit. I'm like, oh, Stephen must be doing digital stuff for like Stephen A.'s show. That was on ABC, actually.
Yeah.
So I think we all watched potentially the wrong one because we want the ESPN. ABC had great coverage, right, Fox?
Yeah, it was awesome. It was Kevin Agandi, Stephen A. Smith, and they weren't doing specifically draft stuff. They were only covering the players that were drafted. So you might miss some picks, but you got to learn about their families, the players, and all that stuff. So it was a little different angle. I actually enjoyed it. Anytime Stephen A. is on a microphone, I'm going to watch. Like, he was great.
I was pissed that I didn't see Stephen A.
Yeah.
Right.
I didn't even know they were doing that over there. I should have, though.
I had no idea though. I didn't see anything about it. And like the ESPN broadcast, say what you want. If you muted it and watched something else while it was on, it was pretty good.
Say what
It's not
you want.
exactly.
He said, say what you want.
Okay.
Say
ahead.
what you want. What is your problem?
Like
no,
the
that's what I
ticker,
did, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
The ticker information, stuff like that, really good.
I would just glance
There was
down.
good interviews on there. There
What,
was
JJ was on there. I know JJ had to deal with some shrapnel.
Yeah, JJ, you were an average shooter or whatever. JJ, pretty good shooter.
Yeah, I'd
I think
say.
that was one thing. He's
Not
played like
bad.
15, 14
Yeah,
years in
all-time
the
winning-
NBA.
yeah.
Someone said that?
All-time leading scorer for Duke in the entire ACC for a
Person who
little
taught
bit.
us how to.
He's
do a cross-
19th all time in 3-point shooting,
Yeah.
I guess, in the
Person who
NBA.
taught us
That's
how
not
to
bad.
actually taught
Only
us the
like
jump shot.
10,000 guys
Said
have
it.
played in the
Not
NBA.
that we're like going to bat. We don't. JJ Redick, we're cool with JJ, but it's not like we're going to bat for him. Like, that was a hilarious thing to be told right on live TV, by somebody that's on a desk with you. But also, I think, like, cool with the desk and everybody that's there. But can we get, like, a coach or a GM or somebody that's been a part of a draft, which I think Michael Lombardi was kind of talking about. And Michael Lombardi's not an NBA guy, although he knows a lot of NBA people and everything like that. It was just like the decision of how they went about going and doing it. I think a lot of us had some questions about. But, hey, it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scoot did not go 2.
Nope.
We all lost money. But Wemby crying showed me like even more about why I like this dude.
Yeah, really cool.
A lot of people would try to be too cool in that situation. They knew he was going to be the number 1 overall pick since he's like 14 years old, pretty much. So then when he becomes the number 1 overall pick and it happens and he gets emotional, it's like this guy seems to be the perfect human for any league, let alone any sport, being one of the biggest ones in the world, the NBA league. So I'm really happy this guy's coming into our sports life. I think that's what I took away from last night. And him saying, I've been dreaming since I'm like 12 years old or whatever to hear the words that guy said, Adam Silver said. So him getting emotional about it was cool. And I think us learning more and more about this guy, Wemby, it was an awesome part of the NBA draft. But aside from that, this will be the one I'll forever remember for losing a lot of money on.
Yep.
Because I thought we had a good decision.
That did happen. But, Wemby found out, he's a big space guy and a big aliens guy, which is also cool and something that we can carry away. We paid to learn that. Okay.
That's right. That was what our bet was.
Wow.
We just kind of tipped the corner for giving us the information that Wemby actually says, I like this color, because space, alien, I'm an alien,
Yep.
the
Green.
And everybody's like looking at him like,
Is that what he said?
yeah. It's pretty sweet. He's like, I'm an alien.
Yeah, his brother's also like 7 feet as well. I learned
His
last
sister, 6'1", she
Yep.
plays professional basketball. A lot of people talking about her on the internet last night. Joining us now is an insider who might be able to explain what happened to Shams. And has he been in that position before? Senior NFL insider for the NFL's network, the NFL's website, and the NFL streaming service, NFL Plus. Host of the weekly wrap-up with Rap Sheet and Friends, us being friends, he being Rap Sheet. Ladies and gentlemen, Ian Rappaport. Hey, thank you for joining us.
What's up?
Happy
What's going
Friday.
on?
Happy Friday, bub. Happy Friday to you.
Appreciate it. You too. Obviously, as you know, big day in the Rappaport household today. Very, very big day.
What's that? Why is that?
Kids are off.
What do you mean?
Wow, send them to Fiji. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Summer camp time?
See you later. Last day of school. They're on the camp bus. They are currently riding to Fiji on a bus because that's obviously the way you go to Fiji. No tears except from me and Leah. And that's it. They're gone.
How long?
7-week camp. We see him at
Whoa!
about
7 weeks.
Was there one Parents' Day?
Yeah, and they don't even
one
want
visiting
going.
day. Yeah.
And you
One visiting
refuse.
day, which is like 4 hours total.
7 weeks they're going off.
And they aren't going to miss us at all, by the way. It's great. It's like a carnival. It's the best.
No, I concur. Hey, I've learned about this through you, and that this happens with people. A lot of humans do this. I do feel, I've learned that a lot of people do this. They're going into the woods, though, right, for 7 weeks, learning how to do, like, human stuff.
Yeah, it's like, fire building. And they'll play a lot of sports, a lot of nature. Might do some water skiing. Go on I think Max has a 3-day hike that he's going to go on at some point. Like, there's a lot. Archery, maybe do some archery.
How old?
A lot of good stuff. Jude is 8 and Max is almost 10.
8 and 10,
What the
7 weeks. See ya.
Do they have the
3-day hike for a
Do they have the
10-year-old?
Do they have the blob in? Is the blob there?
Yeah, go-karts.
The blob is definitely there.
Nice. Okay.
For those who don't know, that's like a water. It's like a water blob.
Heavyweights.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen it. Boom, 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 boom.
You get to do it on Parents' Day. Do you get to do the blob?
Yeah.
Are you getting blobbed or are you doing the blobbing? Oh, boy.
He froze.
How can you guys? I don't understand. I'm home. Is it your internet?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Sure.
Yeah, probably ours.
I'm literally home.
are
Anyway,
we?
I did
We're
the
at
blob
work.
on visiting day on Parents' Day. It was amazing.
So you did the blobbing or you got blobbed, right? You got blobbed.
I did a lot of the blobbing, I would say.
No,
you were-
got
You were getting
blobbed.
blobbed
You can read it
all
either
day.
way.
There's two different lines, isn't there, for that?
Oh, yeah.
It's like the
Sorry, sir.
Too tall for this ride.
Exactly.
Too short for this line. Isn't there a get blobbed or do the blobbing line? Two different places, right?
Yeah.
Which one's more fun?
Well,
Yeah.
you and I only have one opportunity, and that is we are doing the blobbing.
Getting tossed into the water is a lot of fun. That was, I guess I was blobbed. Yeah, I guess I was blobbed.
Yeah, fun
Yeah,
stuff.
we know.
Yeah,
You're a get blobbed guy, not a blobbing guy.
Yeah, exactly.
But that seems offensive when you say it like that. I was fine until you said it like that. Now I'm not.
Whoa.
What are you talking about, dude? You get blobbed all the time.
Yeah,
no
offensive
offense.
would be like getting blobbed off. If you
But
got
you
blobbed
did
off.
get blobbed off because they're doing the blobbing. You get blobbed off. Ian Rappaport
Got you
getting
all
blobbed off all summer.
Yeah.
Got them all.
By
wet.
some big son of a bitch from New England.
Big bastards blobbing him off
Yep.
all summer long.
He's flying.
Boop, 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 boop. Bang, 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 bang. All right, let's dive in. Ian, happy to hear you survived getting blobbed off so hard in the woods. Jeez Louise.
Thank God.
Anything can happen out there. This year do the blobbing maybe, and maybe you can blob somebody else off. You know what I'm talking about? Let's dive into some sports.
Maybe change some roles. Sure, let's talk about sports. Yeah.
Dalvin Cook, a lot of media. Okay, we need to put in a request to talk to him stat.
Yeah.
He did NFL Sirius XM where he hinted at going to some place to help them get to the next chapter, which means sound like to us the way he was talking, like maybe take a little bit less money. Also talked about Miami, going to Miami, enjoying that. What are you hearing on the front from the team side of this? Because it feels like from the Dalvin Cook side, very comfortable, very confident, understands what's going to take place, who he is. From the team side, are we hearing the same thing? Who's all in?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, it is interesting he's done media. DeAndre Hopkins did a bunch of media too. These guys are both I'd say probably really good at it. So usually when a guy's a free agent and he's doing a lot of media, I'm like, that's not great because, you never know if you could hurt your leverage by saying something. Both these guys are very good, and I think they've come off really well and probably have been well prepared. The thought taking less money, interesting, because let's say it's, Broncos and Dolphins are kind of one that, I've heard mentioned. I think both those teams have been interested. We're interested in potentially trading for them. But what if it's a team like let's say the Jets? Let's say the Jets are looking for a final piece. Maybe Breece Hall is coming back from his ACL, which he is. Maybe take a little bit less there and just go help them win a Super Bowl. Like when you're Dalvin Cook and this is a third contract and you've already made a lot of money, you could maybe take a little, say $1 million or $2 million less and just say I'm just going to go take a 1-year deal. I'm going to try to win. And then if I play well, then I can cash the following year. Some of that, I'm not saying it's the Jets, but some of that makes sense.
All right. Hey, we're going to call you right back. We got your whole answer there. Just a little blobby.
Yeah, a
little bit blobby there. Dalvin at the Jets, Shefty said it the other day, is why not? Why don't they do that? Is something why not? Why wouldn't? But the Miami Dolphins also, he's a Miami legend down there. Why not bring in Dalvin Cook into Miami?
Yeah, it seems like the Jets thing is almost too good to be true, and it's kind of all roads are pointing to that. But like you mentioned, if you've already made a bunch of money and you want to go win a Super Bowl and kind of do this whole super team thing, why wouldn't you? New York's not bad either.
How much money is enough money? Not enough money? What's the line from Lil Wayne? The Prophet? Whatever the case. He says something. There's some people that have that mindset too.
Right.
Yeah, I'll take a haircut. Never. Let me go ahead and get as much money as possible because this is how long my work can be in this whole body is my tool career. Joining us back again, Ian Rappaport. Ian, you mentioned, there it is. Hey, good angle.
Perfect.
What's the angle? Good angle here. You look fantastic.
Well, I did it off the computer. I'm on phone now. I was not happy with the performance. I moved on.
Oh, we thought you were holding your computer up right now. That is
wild.
That is something that we really thought was taking place. But Sean Payton, he changed the entire offensive line, right?
Yeah.
And he probably wants to make the running game a lot different. Yeah. He's probably very interested in Dalvin Cook. Is there any other teams though? Sean Payton, Miami, maybe the Jets. Have you heard any material offers? And is Dalvin Cook even looking for those right now?
I as far as official offers, I'm not 100% sure because really you're only going to make an official offer when you believe that the signing is imminent, right? And I think for Dalvin Cook, it does help him to wait. Similar to what we said about Hopkins, waiting is your friend, right? Because you never know what can happen. I hate to say this, obviously, but you never know what can happen in summer training. Is there a need that's created if someone has an injury? Signing now doesn't help at all, really. But those are three I would probably keep an eye on. I think if there were others, we probably would know about it. I know there's other interests, but I'm talking about real significant interest. Those are probably ones to keep an eye on.
All right, Dalvin, come to Indianapolis if you want, pal. We'll give you whatever. Yeah, whatever. We're going to go on a run.
That's a pretty good runner over there.
Go ahead, AJ. Well,
Ian, I know we talk about the time frame on when any of this could happen. For Dalvin Cook, is he going to sign before camp somewhere?
Could sign before camp. There's 3 or 4 days before camp when we do get some transactions. So I think, that would make sense. And if he gets a deal he wants, going in and teams like this, some teams will do big extensions right before camp. Some will have a couple signings. They'll save for having the feel good optimism momentum of bringing in a really good player. All of that helps because camp is long and camp is really hard. That timing makes sense. But I think if you're so for a team, that makes sense. If you're Dalvin, it makes sense if you get the right offers. If it's not perfect, then really the only thing that matters is getting ready for the season. So usually, 10 years ago, you'd be you'd like him to play in a preseason game. Now, I don't even know if he would anyway. So it might make sense for teams to get him signed early. For Dalvin, for DeAndre Hopkins, it really doesn't matter. As long as you get there with plenty of time to be healthy enough and in shape for the season, the timing is kind of whatever it is.
Yeah, depending upon the money, and they've already gotten to the point where the money's probably going to be about the same no matter when they get the deal done. It was crazy. They missed that first wave of money You know, you kind of get caught up on the back end. Who knows where it pans out? But D-Hop could come to the Colts as well. Ty has a question for you, Rap.
Yeah, Rap Sheet. With all the Dalvin Cook stuff, it seems like everything with Zeke Elliott's kind of just gotten buried. We heard that there's a chance, you know, maybe he goes back to Dallas for like league min or something like that. But then they're also throwing around the Chiefs and the Eagles. Are we going to hear anything about him anytime soon, or is he looking like, you know, if someone gets hurt in camp, like that's probably where he's going to wind up?
I mean, I do think a return to the Cowboys would make sense. I think it's pretty clear that, you know, like you're talking about the money for that Dalvin Cook is going to get. I think, you know, Miles Sanders got $6 million as the highest paid free agent running back. Now, obviously, like if one of those franchise tag running back gets a deal, that'll be higher. But, you know, I would expect Dalvin to be around that, maybe a little higher than, say, like what Miles Sanders got. With Zeke Elliott, way different story. Right? Like he's already gotten paid. I think based on what he put on the field last year, the money's going to be lower. So then it's really his decision. It's like, does he want to go back to the Cowboys where he is loved? He'll have a little bit of a different role. That's not easy for everyone, right? I mean, Tony Pollard is going to be, whether he gets paid or not, Pollard is going to be the guy. So it's not going to be a lot of money, but he'll be back in Dallas. Or then it's like, you know, I mean, one of those contenders, like you mentioned, could take a look at him, but it's going to be low. So if it's going to be low, like going back to Dallas, to me, considering that they're probably going to be good, probably makes a little more sense. But yeah, I mean, that'd be one where I would think right before camp is probably the timing.
Mike McCarthy's going to run the ball more too.
Yeah.
You know, he's been pretty open about that. He kind of has to, I believe. And I could see that your shoulders are maybe starting to get a little bit activated as you're holding that phone up. You know, put a couple of ounces in that hand. Forearm.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Shoulders are relaxed. I'm relaxed up here.
Maybe you should use your bigger muscles right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Use your bigger muscles.
Switch hands.
Maybe you try to hold it with your back somehow. You know what I mean?
Use your right hand.
I can't do it. Nope. No.
Maybe you should sit on your left hand, have it fall asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Put it in there.
Yeah.
And then just call it the stranger.
Bingo. It's like a stranger's holding.
It's like
your
we're
phone.
interviewing a stranger.
Yeah.
Whose hand is that?
Not familiar with what you're talking about.
Connor has a question for you, pal.
Yeah, Rap Sheet. All of a sudden, we're seeing stuff that officially they are deciding on the Commander's sale. What's that about? And is that what the July 20th meeting is? I think I saw you tweet earlier on.
Yeah, pretty significant, like really, really significant. We now have a date, July 20th. Teams were notified this morning that there's going to be a league meeting, special league meeting on July 20th. So special that the only thing on the docket is literally just this. So it's the $6.05 billion sale of the Washington Commanders from Dan Snyder to Josh Harris. Basically, what's going to happen here is they're going to, it's, you know, going through, or will have gone through by that point, the finance committee. It will be presented. If it is going to be presented, which it will, it'll be a deal that'll be approved, which it will. So basically what's going to happen here is it'll be officially and finalized. The owners will vote on the sale of the Commanders, which, as we've talked about, is going to get approved because it doesn't get to this point unless it's a yes. So, like, we've done this a couple times. There's been a couple, like, congratulations, Josh Harris. Goodbye, Dan Snyder. This will be the last and final and biggest, like a really, really, really consequential day.
All right, congrats to Commanders fans.
Yeah.
Still got a new name, but you got new ownership.
Yeah.
Here we go. Let's go. What's that?
Will Dan be there for that meeting? Like they give him like a cake and stuff, saying like, "Hey, thanks for your time."
What do you think? They're telling him to sit in the corner while this guy has to make a vote? I don't know if they're doing that, right? There ain't no. You said cake. I didn't know. What's that?
I'm trying to remember. Obviously, Broncos was a different story. Carolina, no, I don't think he would be there.
Well, and did the new owners have no say in the draft then? And Snyder, like, how did that work? With the draft, did the new owners have any say in the draft? No.
That's kind of what happened in Charlotte.
Exactly.
One owner at a time. So basically, like the new owners, like, did someone give them a heads up? Like maybe, but I didn't get the sense they were not involved in the conversations. Like maybe they got a text before, but that was Dan Snyder's regime, I guess.
Well, congrats to the Commanders fans and to Josh Harris and Magic.
Yeah.
Magic Johnson now an owner in the NFL. He wins everywhere. If he can get the Commanders to a Super Bowl, that'll be his biggest feat yet. Well,
yeah. He's had a few
right below.
Yeah, he's accomplished some real.
Yeah, he has.
You know, some real stuff. Just because we're on this and it got brought up, Shams yesterday came on our show, took a big piece of lumber, like a telephone pole, and he took a big old hack. I mean, we're talking swinging further. And once he hit it out of the park, if it doesn't go out of the park, it's not a home run. Nope. Scoot Henderson's going number 2. Shut down the sports books. Shut them down immediately, all of them. Boom. Odds flipped completely from plus 140 to like minus 900 real quick within like a 5-minute period. That's some real say. That's some real sway. What he said, because he works for FanDuel TV, FanDuel's actually had to come out and say, we are not privy to the information that Shams has whenever he breaks it. We are learning this as it goes. And obviously, whenever he said this, we all bet pretty mightily because Shams plugged in. You're an insider. I assume this type of situation has happened to you before. This is just a part of the game. And how do you think it kind of took place?
I was obviously following that very closely. I mean, I saw on your show and then was kind of texting with Shams after. I mean, this is all really interesting, okay? And this does unfortunately happen. I love Shams. He does an awesome
We all
job.
love Shams.
Yes.
We all love Shams.
The draft is hard. Reporting on the draft is so hard because nobody wants to get jumped. And like teams will say, people talk about like lying season. Sometimes lying is worth it, or omitting or misleading is worth it to get the player you want. I'm not saying that happened here, but I know that happens. The hardest thing is to pin down who someone not picking number 1 is going to take. So remember, we talked about all the time with the Texans, right? I was pretty confident that C.J. Stroud was going to, and we talked about it. But I kept saying, I do not know. I really and truly didn't know. I didn't know until right before the pick. I was just confident using my like deduction and everything I'd learned. I was like, I believe it's going to be CJ, but I don't know. And obviously, some other very good people thought the opposite. But the most important thing to me, draft-wise, is to say, like, I don't know. Because unless you know for sure, like, unless the GM is like, hey, like, this is who we're picking, it is impossible. Like I was obviously following that very closely. Like, unfortunately, that happens, and it sucks.
It's all right. Shams will bounce back.
Yeah. Yep.
Shams will bounce back, but it certainly was a rough night. In the insider game, you guys have to kind of wade through bullshit all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I would not envy anybody that is in your seat, like at all. But you guys are committed to the game.
Yeah.
And you have to be, like, you have to be born to be in the NBA, born to play different positions. Like, I think you have to have born to be a coach. You have to have a trait that's like, all right, I won't see my family for 6 months if you want to be an NFL coach and everything like that. Like, I think you have to have the trait to be an insider because it's a whole different game. I mean, we're not talking to anybody for, like, personal reasons, right?
Yeah, right.
Aside from the wife, it's like, hey, how we doing? But you have to foster relationships. It's quite a balance you guys have to do. And every once in a while, now, Shams never trusts that person again that told him?
I mean, I have not followed up with him because I figure he's got enough to deal with today.
Tough day.
I think a better question is like, was he misled intentionally, or did he take the information? And again, like this has happened, not draft-wise, but this has happened to me in plenty of other places, which we've discussed. Did he take the information that he was given that were hints and maybe turn it into a little too much? I mean, that's why, like, again, like I think this is my 12th year doing this, or 13th. Though it's been a long time. And the more I've done this, the more I've convinced myself that it's okay to say, like, I don't know. Like, and that's important because I think for the people following, they should know, like, he's got it or he's just not sure, and this is conjecture.
There's some people that I've never heard say they don't know.
No,
That's right.
Nor will they ever say.
What are you doing with your
They
hand?
do always know.
Tone has a question for you. Speaking of GMs and coaches and draft picks and everything like that.
Yeah, Ian, Bean and McDermott, they got an extension today. Is that why Stephon Diggs walked out of the building? He was meeting with Bean and McDermott, and he said, I'm not practicing until you guys get an extension. I'm fucking out.
He was holding out for them.
Yeah.
Okay. That's very nice of Diggs. That's a complete,
Yeah.
isn't it?
That's a player right there. Yep. I like it. Trying to make sure they get paid. Interestingly enough, talking about things you don't know, these were actually done a couple months ago. But they kind of were, GM and coach extensions are always kind of odd because, I mean, obviously those two are not going anywhere, but like you can have a coach under contract, get an extension, then fired the next year. I mean, happened to Cliff Kingsbury this past year. Like
he's hanging out at Jay Glazer's house watching Bret Michaels sing "Every Rose Has Its Thorn," and he's still getting paid off his extension. Cliff Kingsbury has it figured out.
Yes.
So, the example you just said there, perfect. So we get to bring up Cliff Kingsbury, killing it.
Yeah.
Hey,
keep it going, Cliff.
And rest in peace to Jay's fine.
For this summer, I'd hope to get to a date. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it happen, which is frustrating.
Bret Michaels tours all year round. You'll be able to find him.
He's AJ's.
He'll get you.
Yeah, AJ's been on stage. He's actually he played bass for Bret Michaels one time out there.
Helps him fix his skull.
I can't tell if it's serious.
Oh, 1000% serious.
Yep.
What are you talking about?
We got the photo.
It's our show.
Yeah.
God damn, I'm so jealous. Well, maybe one of these days.
Dude, you can maybe get on the Rock of Love bus too.
Oh man, that's a tall task.
Could you imagine you get on there?
Boom.
AJ was on there.
Talking about
lived on there for a year.
That's amazing.
It's a snake on my shirt, I think.
Goddamn right it is. You're at a Bret Michaels.
That hair backward is amazing.
Yeah.
It's a great show.
Anyways,
Good show.
Cliff Kingsbury and Kime both gone after extensions. You're saying Bean, McDermott. What? Go ahead.
Right. So, but anyway, these were done a couple months ago. They weren't in sync before. One was done contractually before the other. So now they are on the same page, both up the same year, which is, I think, 2027.
Yep.
You also have the other thing going on in Buffalo, which is the stadium. And, I don't think it's any doubt that both those guys are going to be there for the long term. Buffalo is a very well-coached, well-run organization. But you do have the stadium, which the city and the people and the NFL and the team are all committing to. So basically everything now is locked in long-term. Coach, GM, quarterback, a lot of really good players, and stadium. That's a pretty good organization to be part of.
Yeah, I think so as well. I love the Buffalo Bills. I love everything they're about. Their fans, the new stadium, the culture they have. Hopefully they're able to get one. The AFC is stacked. We talked to Dan Orlovsky in the first hour, and we went through it. There's 0 bad teams in the AFC right now, projected. 0 bad. You could say the Raiders. You can say the Raiders, but they got the best wide receiver in football on their team.
Yeah.
And they
one of the
got
best pass rushers, too.
in football on their team.
Best running back. He led the league in rushing last year.
If he's back, Josh Jacobs, depending upon how that whole thing goes. So, you could say, well, they don't have their quarterback situation figured out, but it seems like Jimmy G thinks they're going to have it figured out if he pushes contract the way it is. So, Raiders, the Browns, I guess, are a question mark because who knows what Deshaun's going to be after 2 years out of football and coming back. They still have Chubb, though.
Yeah.
So, they're going to be good. It's like the AFC is stacked. The Buffalo Bills fans have been through it, and then they get a team, really, really, really good team, and it's yep, the entire AFC, though, stacked. Just the entire AFC is stacked. It's tough timing, but the Buffalo Bills fans are in it for the long haul. Speaking about being in it for the long haul, we actually found a photo of you and AJ at kids camp back in the day.
Yes.
You getting blobbed off by the Centerville Elk.
That's crazy.
That is...
That looks like so much fun.
AJ, look at you, just so focused on blobbing him off.
Yeah. Rap sheet's so calm, I've been blobbed a million times. This is no different.
Are we going to start the blobbing yet? That's what Ian's saying. You know what I mean? When's the blob off start? That's awesome.
You know what's going to happen. As soon as I get blobbed, the arms and legs are going to go waving like I'm just lost in air.
Yeah. Exactly.
Especially with how AJ's known to blob people off.
Bingo. Yeah, he's a big blobber.
Yep. He knows. And look at the center of gravity coming down there from AJ.
Perfect.
We need 3 or 4 of us. Now we need 3 or 4 of us to jump and blob Ian right here.
Okay.
A blobaki.
All right.
Maybe.
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not.
How would you spell that? BLO.
This show needs to stop.
UK.
This show needs to stop. It's getting to a point.
A Blokaki, yeah.
No, Blobaki.
Blobaki would be the correct pronunciation.
Are we even going to do this? Let's do
Let's
it.
brainstorm here, guys.
All right. Anyways, I'm happy we found those photos. I'm happy you joined us. We're bummed that Max and Jude aren't going to be around for the next 7 years, but they'll come back better.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah, they'll come back all old and shaving probably, and hair's a mess.
So you and your wife right now just have the house to yourself for 7 weeks.
Yeah, we just had lunch together. We were just like, do you want to just sit and have lunch? And then we just sat and you just sit and you eat, and then you kind of chit chat in between bites.
Crazy.
Oh, that's how it works.
Does sound
You have no idea, Connor.
No, I don't.
You have no idea. You have no idea.
Never will.
What a play. Good move by you guys. And also, I wrote down here early in this conversation Turns out, you know how you were trying to, when you point a finger, you got 3 pointing back, if you do recall. Remember, you're like, I'm in my house. It must be you guys' thing. You remember you said that?
Yeah.
Turns out it was your computer. Yeah.
Oh, what do you know?
Yeah. I'll tell you what, though. Real MVP, the phone.
Sure.
I thought
Always.
crushed it.
Hell yeah. So did you, pal. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your time with your wife.
Yeah, it's going to be weird, but thank you.
Maybe smoke some meat over the weekend?
Oh, hell
There
yeah.
we go.
Believe me, we got some sauce, we got some steaks, we got some. We're gonna play golf later, 9 holes together.
Wow.
Got a lot.
Good for you guys.
Yeah,
All right, enjoy your dates, ladies and gentlemen. Ian Rappaport.
Yeah, Rapshi.
We'll take some phone calls on the 500 phone line at some point. 1-833-432-3663. 1-833-4.
Dano.
Remember, if you get online on one of the phone lines here, let's pay attention.
Yes.
Let's not be in the middle of starting any parades or in the middle of a therapy session.
Right.
Yeah.
Anything like
Only
that.
be on one call.
What's that, AJ?
It's close. We've had a few close calls.
Yeah.
So wait, they
so
put
than
their phone's on hold because they're on hold, okay, but they keep it on speaker. They don't mute it for some reason, and then they're just chatting with their wife or whoever's with them.
Or, I mean, wife, therapist, side piece.
Concubine, yes, anything.
Exactly.
Yesterday's guy seemed like he was dressed in full regalia.
I mean, side piece.
That is what it seems.
That guy yesterday, hey, let's be a better person.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we'll do
real.
it next Juneteenth.
Hey, let's be a better person.
Oh my god,
That was crazy.
Oh my God. That was tough. Did you hear Pac-Man go, what the fuck this guy?
Yeah, I remember Pac-Man say a lot.
Oh, yeah, certainly. Let's get to, Hey, Coach Prime, I hope you're all right.
Yep.
Yeah, peace and peace.
Hope Coach Prime is okay. Let's start bouncing and bopping through all the news subjects that we have not chatted about. The NFLPA expects to have a new executive director.
Ooh.
June 29th.
Wow.
I would assume this would have normally been a pretty big thing with a vote and like an entire campaign situation that has happened in the past. But allegedly, June 29th, DeMaurice Smith will be dropping out of the position that he's held since 2009, I do believe. And there will be a new heavy favorite currently that'll be taking his position. I personally am pretty pumped to hear this news. Now, obviously, DeMaurice Smith has been with the NFLPA for a long time. I have no idea who the person is. I would like to hear what the players' thoughts are and if they got to vote for the new person or if they heard about the new person or if this is just them being like, I'll step down since it's in the middle of one of my terms. We don't actually need a new vote. We'll put you in there as interim and then we can potentially kind of continue to do this. I don't know the exacts of it. This came out of nowhere, but hopefully somebody that's good is getting that job and hopefully the NFLPA, its former players and the NFL have a best relationship they've ever had going forward. AJ?
Yeah, okay, but did we know DeMaurice was stepping down?
No, I did not.
So that's the news, right? Isn't that the big, like, he still has a contract and he's leaving before the contract is over, correct?
I believe, yeah, because he just got voted back in. Remember, we had that full.
Yeah, that's what's weird. Why is he leaving? What happened?
I don't know. I have no idea. That's a great question. Maybe he's just sick of it. I'm tired. Maybe he's made too much money. He said it's hard to hide all this money.
I wondered who are the candidates even.
I don't
Do
know.
we even know?
I don't think we've ever.
Before when they voted, we knew all the candidates and like players do somehow have a vote a little bit.
Yeah. See, now it feels like this is an interim. We'll pick this person. We'll go in here.
Pointing.
And then if you finish out the term in a good way, it'll be easy for us just to keep you in there against anybody else that goes in there. And that's just me who is a pessimist about the NFLPA. You know, I think mostly every ex-player that has ever played in the NFL feels that way about the NFLPA. Just because the NFLPA has to make a lot of decisions. You know, I understand that there's tough decisions to be made. A lot of them I feel like have been made in a very dumb business decision avenue.
Sure.
But I don't know anything. I've never been really into any of those meetings. But I will be fascinated to see who goes in there. Is Anthony Gonzalez going to make a run at this thing?
Ooh, Gonzo.
Could they move?
I have not heard his name floating around, but he'd be a good one.
I think he does the politics stuff.
Yeah.
He gets
I don't think I think he wants to get out of the politics stuff.
Well, there was a time when they were going to force his ass out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And then he hit that in the park home run.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they said, I guess we'll let you stay until the end of your term.
That was unbelievable.
My God.
JC Treader, maybe? Because he retired now officially and he was the president.
So he's player representative. Yeah, J.C. Treader could potentially run for it. Hopefully he gets that thing. I don't know. Any of it, I just hope they make better decisions. That's just, right, AJ?
Pro player.
I mean, what if it's Pac-Man? What if Pac is the guy who just hasn't said anything?
All right. I'll be excited to hear how it works out.
I'm in.
Hey, me too.
I'd vote for Pac.
Whoever it is, though, okay, let's stop fucking dicking around and let's make psilocybin legal, okay?
Good call. Let's talk about psilocybin and the psychedelics conference in Denver, where the keynote speaker was a guy that hosts a show on this particular program every single Tuesday. This man's best friend, ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Rodgers, was a speaker at a very large and impactful conference in Denver about the advancements of different forms of medicine and what psychedelics and psilocybin and ayahuasca and DMT and all these things have the capability of doing for people mentally. He told his story. He told other examples. He's like almost campaigning right now for a big change. And I think in 2023, it's being listened to by a lot more people than maybe it would have been just 5-10 years ago. I always say that whatever people want to do to make themselves feel the best that they could possibly feel, why don't we just fucking let them do it? Like, you know, if it's not self-detriment or self-harm, like, who cares? Why are we cutting any of that back? But then you start diving into the psychedelics people that hate this type of thing, and you're like, well, one wrong trip, you go down the wrong path, you get addicted, you become this, boom, 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 boom. So there's obviously going to be a happy medium where the agreement is going to come, but the more people we have like Aaron, multiple-time MVP, top of the NFL still currently, quarterback for the New York Jets in the biggest market in the world. Bob Parsons of PXG. He came on our show, Radio Row, and he said, I left Vietnam like 40 years ago or whatever. I didn't come home until I did the ayahuasca. That's when I felt like I finally came out of war, came out of my PTSD, and kind of like became a human again. And he couldn't have advocated for it louder on our show. I mean, he was a big deal. So I think we're at a stage now where enough successful people who are taken seriously and have done things are kind of taking a stand for it. And if it does pass, more laws or more lenience, more money spent on development, easier to get, the amount of military folks this will fucking help with PTSD, that is a massive problem in the United States of America with all the wars we've been in over the last, 20 years?
Yeah,
20, 30 years. Basically everybody that was signing up for the military was definitely going to a war at some point. And then PTSD ran rampant. And then people started doing push-ups. How many people were killing themselves a day? Military for 22?
Yeah, it was something like that. I don't know if it was exactly 22.
However many it was, because of PTSD, it's like, if this is proven to help people and be the best possible person they could possibly be, why don't we start it? And it feels like this is a good time to get in there. And Aaron, really? Hey, you made some headlines talking over there, AJ. I know he made some headlines over there.
Yeah, he's pushing for it. I mean, it makes sense. It's not like ayahuasca and all these psychedelics, and it's not a drug a plant medicine that people abuse. Like, it's not something where all of a sudden, hey, this guy's doing it every single day. From everyone you talk to that's done stuff like that, it's absolutely not that. And yeah, they're already doing a lot of great studies with military vets and people like that, and it's helping them. So I would imagine it's just a matter of time before this is much more mainstream, even though it's pretty mainstream right now. Even
that's what I'm saying. I think the reaction to it, there's some pundits that are always going to be like, this hippie quarterback. We've heard about this before in the past. Yeah, you know what it did? Look into the hippie revolution or something like that. Like, there's always going to be people like that. But I think like the overall narrative is vastly different now than it was not.
It's not made like, it doesn't seem like people are doing it to, oh, I'm going to go get messed up. That's not what it's about. Like, you're going for a reason. You have you're trying to figure some stuff out. Or a lot of the other ones help with addiction too. I know a lot of people have gone and done the serious Iboga one, Ibogaine, and that's what helps people get off. They're addicted to pills, addicted to heroin, whatever it may be. They go out there, and some of them don't touch it again after doing that.
People are seeking something with these ones, as opposed to passing time with other things.
Bingo.
It's like they're seeking some sort of clarity or help. I hope it becomes more of a conversation, and I hope inevitably it leads to something where it can help people, because we're so quick to give somebody a pill. Here you go, 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 here you go. Yeah, this pill, does it actually fix the problem? No, it just makes you numb to it. Oh, so I'm just kind of hiding it. No, yeah, but if you stay consistent with your pills, you'll be okay. It's like, but then the time you're not
treating the symptoms, not treating the problem.
But then as soon as you're not consistent with your pill, it's like even worse. Like, it's almost like carry over. It gets even worse. It's like, why not allow, a much.
It's not going to put us in danger. It's not putting everybody else in danger. That's why I don't like. You can do whatever you want as long as it's not going to kill me and my family and affect us in a negative way. So I don't think these psychedelics are doing that.
No. He said hundreds of guys around the NFL reach out to him about the ayahuasca and other things once he came out publicly and talked about it. And then he said that he's done it with teammates down there. I didn't know that was the case.
No, me neither.
I didn't know there was teammates down there. I'd heard Jake Paul was in one of his ceremonies, I believe is what I call it down there. But he said that some of his teammates went down there, and like the reaction from them and the stories they tell and who they tell, it's like, feels like everybody that goes and does this. Now, if they're choosing to go do this, they are at a situation where they're looking for a change. I don't think you're committing to going to, because I think you puked pretty good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think a lot more people have done it than we know, because I will be listening to things or talking to people, and someone you would never have assumed, and they're like, oh, yeah, I've actually done it. But a lot of times they're not going to Costa Rica. There's places in America where you can do it.
Oh, I didn't know that. I know I could do ayahuasca.
I don't think technically legal. It's probably not legal, but they're all over the place.
And there's some centers that are like controlled ceremonies, but
that's what MAPS is. That where he spoke, MAPS is like it's a group that's been put together for years trying to, I guess, legalize it or educate people on this whole situation.
I kind of like that it's very hard to get to, because
Yeah.
like, you know.
Yeah, the harder the accessibility.
Yeah, because people, and not saying that you don't make it that way, but I think when people are going, they're going for, like, it's a full commitment. Like, going here,
Yeah.
I really want to work on something. I would like to
Shouldn't
change.
be just an afternoon. Yeah, it shouldn't be like an afternoon. All of a sudden, I'm right back into my normal life here 7 hours later.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't know. I mushrooms played a pretty big role in me kind of tightening up my life and making it
That's
to
pretty big now. Don't you think?
yeah,
Like, you can't go
microdose.
10 feet without seeing people, microdosing the little chocolate bars of mushrooms.
Yeah, it was a pretty enlightening. I don't want to, sound like such a douche, but it really was. Bill Stewart became our head coach, rest in peace. And we were tight with Bill Stewart whenever he was just tight ends coach and special teams coordinator. So he'd basically heard us telling all of our stories. So he knew that our whole team smoked pretty much. So he tightened up on the drug testing and how we went about getting around it and everything like that. So we were trying to seek out alternatives, and it was like, mushrooms, is Bill Stewart going to do a spinal tap? Like, here's mushrooms, and in West Virginia, you got a lot of farmers.
Yeah.
You can potentially find it. So, a few of us, more than a few of us, were like, all right, I guess this is what we're doing now. I guess we're doing mushrooms. This is our life now. And boy, I loved it. I had a
What's it like? For real, what's it like?
So for me, and I've seen people have bad trips. I think whatever state of mind you're in, it's going to make you like 10x whatever you are. So if you're having negative thoughts about yourself and like negative thoughts about your life and like potentially scare or fear or things like that, and you take mushrooms, I think it's going to amplify that. Like, I think
Can you, through that process though, do you work through it and come through the other side and feel better afterwards?
And maybe if you're with like a person, a guru that's guiding you through it, and that's like, whenever we were just putting them in peanut butter sandwiches and just eating them, like we were all on it. So like, I have seen humans have bad trips before. Like I have, and I was vastly confused because we're eating the same stuff and I'm having the time of my life.
Yeah.
Like I am super happy, laughing. It came in waves. You like laugh, and then like for 4 or 5 minutes you're down, then you're back up. I didn't trip and start seeing things, but I was certainly much more jovial. And then there was a stage at the end of it where like you start like thinking about life as like a whole, and you get like kind of diving in. And there was one particular journey I took where it ended with us in my college kitchen, basically me and my roommates and my guys, and we just kind of laid out in like conversation about what my life was going to be. And that was after I'd missed those 2 kicks where I was getting a bunch of death threats. So like, we were trying to get, and by we, I'm very thankful for all my boys. We were trying to get me back into a position where I was like a happy human again, I think, like was a big part of it. And we're kind of towards the end of that transition. And my boys that I was with then deserve a massive shout out, and they know who they are. Hey, appreciate you boys. But then at the end of that thing, on a mushroom trip, like just kind of like, all right, here's the plan. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. This is going to happen, and this is going to happen, and then potentially this is going to happen, and basically just laid it all out. And it felt like the next day when I woke up, it was like in still. Like, hey, this way, it almost like, it like flipped a switch almost for me for like the next 6 months when I was like kind of wondering what the fuck I was going to do, and it locked in. So it was a massive thing for me. I would say one particular mushroom trip, but I could see how people have had bad ones too. I've never had that, thank God, but I'm massively thankful for what mushrooms did for me in the time in which I needed it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it sounds like it was very beneficial. That's what it's for what exactly you laid out right there. It's what it seems like that's what all of this is for and why people are doing it.
Yeah, and we'll see, like hopefully more people will get introduced to it. And also science isn't always right?
Yeah.
Never.
Science has changed. Even though people say science can't change because science is science, we've learned science has changed. like milk, you know. Back in the day, everybody drank milk, hammer milk, hammer milk, even at 10:30 or 11 o'clock on a
Anytime.
Tuesday or a
Still
Wednesday
do.
Yep.
as an adult. Just milk, milk, milk. And now it's like, whoa, maybe you don't need milk. It's like people think science is the end-all, be-all. We appreciate smart people. But I hope the science gets behind the mushrooms as well. Then they can start, just like they do with weed, you know. Maybe you can start amplifying it and like kind of directing it in a certain way. But once again, people will fuck that up. Let's take a break. Dana White will be on the other side.
Let's go.
Chit-chatting about 2 billionaires that want to throw Dahn in a cage.
Hell yeah.
Now we're talking.
Early odds out have Zuck as a minus 160 fave.
Heavy.
Over Elon Musk plus 140. You can bet on that on some sites. And if they don't fight, you'll get your money back. What does Dana White think about how this fight would go? If this fight is possible, where it would happen, how it would happen, and also what's going on with the UFC.
Ooh.
Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. We got some billionaire information on the other side. Take 5. We have some massive news.
Lot of blessings piling up that I ain't even wish for. No, let the one for y'all. I'm locking the fridge door at the crib, cutting hits. I read through the catalog, came to conclusion, no one's touching this. Just finished and made a voyage. I've been on the main grind, said I'm trying to kill them off, whatever the chain grind. See the boats, I'm at home. I'm selfish with the goals. I could give a fuck who try and get along. 6'3", you can't look me in the eyes.
Thank you, man.
Welcome the incomparable Pat McAfee.
But as soon as we get backstage, I see Serena Williams like 6 feet from me. I'm like, oh my God. Hello, hello, hello. You look fantastic. Massive room. Did not expect to see this many incredibly important humans to the media world. And then all of a sudden, guess who pops by? Ryan Seacrest.
Bro, Ryan Seacrest, how are you? Congratulations.
Legend, bro. And holy shit, Ryan Seacrest is here. Honestly, your work ethic is something that people really inspire you. Why am I here? Great question. Sweet cowboy hat. How you doing, dude? Makes me look thinner. The Kardashians?
Bullshit.
Come out in the elevator? Hey, good luck out there. Thank you. My show, my guys and I will be joining the ESPN universe. And we are so incredibly pumped, honored, and thankful to be doing that. And a lot of people are wondering, you know, why would you ever want to do that when you run a couple $100 million valued company with full independence and the ability to kind of do whatever I want, whenever I want, with my crew that is one of the hardest working group of men on this earth. And it's because I had the incredible opportunity over the last 2 months to chit chat with the leadership at ESPN. I go up to a lounge, Alex Honnold, you know, the guy that was climbing?
yeah.
I'm like, holy fuck, that's that guy who just hangs off the side of cliffs or whatever. And I think the future of sports media is certainly something that we're kind of creeping in on. Digital has become an influence. It has the structure. It has the ability to reach millions and millions of people. Dan Orlovsky, after his riveting performance on the stage, which it was,
Gets a Shirley Temple.
he comes, no, he got wine.
Okay.
The future obviously says that linear television is going to be dead. ESPN, the channel, won't be able to exist. But when is that? Is that a year from now? 10 years from now? 20 years from now? Can we get to 25, maybe 30, 35, 40? By that time, I'm 65, 70 years old, and I've completely missed out on the powerhouse that is ESPN Linear. So when I was talking to Jimmy and Bert Magnus and the Bob father, Bob Iger, somehow got a chance to be in his office for an hour and a half in Burbank. That was bananas. He's now talking, I think, to the leader of France. Dumbest life of all time continues. But they all very much understood that we need to embrace both what tomorrow is and what today is. And I have the exact same vision. Then Joe Buck, Troy Aikman come walking in. I'm very thankful to announce that we'll be on ESPN, ESPN Plus, the ESPN app, and for the first time, I do believe in all of sports media, we'll be live on ESPN's YouTube at the exact same time. Jimmy, Burke, Bob understood that 98% of male Gen Zers use YouTube on a daily basis. So being live there and on ESPN, we should be able to reach the entire world, hopefully, if I don't fuck it up. which I might have just did by saying the F word in this room right here.
You met the real DeMar Hamlin, not Michael B. Jordan.
Are you sure?
Not the actor, not the clone.
How's the upfronts? He is in Disney movies.
Because clones look exactly the same as real people.
That's the actual clone type. It is an incredibly special time for me. This is my first time out of my house in 2 weeks. My wife and I actually, boom, first baby. She just started farting 2 days ago. Real deal. That was a game changer. But my wife, my baby, my guys, and everybody that I know are honored to be a part of the ESPN family, and we hope that we'll be able to work with all of you. Cheers, and have an incredible day.
Good, man. How you doing? You good? Don't keep running the world, though.
Hey, no, that's you, dude. That's you. That's you. Trip to New York, I think, was a success. The upfront was hilarious. I had no idea that room was going to be that big. This is awesome, isn't it? That was the most suits I've ever seen in my entire life. We're pumped to join the family, and I am very grateful that they're going to let us do it our way. And I said fuck it at Disney upfront. So.
This would be a pretty legendary thing later in life. You'll probably look at it and say, wow, that was a pretty good decision.
All right, the next chapter begins. Ain't that right, Mickey?
Hell yeah.
Hey.
Why?
Let's go. This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it. AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it! What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Feel Good Friday, June 23rd, 2023. Hour 3 of this sports program starts now.
Feel good.
Friday's happening here in the Thunderdome. We got a great weekend in tap, don't we?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, let's go and have a great one these next 2 days. And this last hour is going to be remarkable because AJ Hawk is here. The Toxic Table is here at Ty Schmidt, at Boston Connor, and at Boston Connor's brand new mullet.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, it looks fucking good, dude.
I love it. JC did a fantastic job on it. Can't thank him enough. And also, I'm enjoying the process of wearing it not only in the morning when it's all messy and crazy, but also putting it together a little bit.
Look at the locks in the back, though, pal. You got a little bounce to the ounce. The flow, the Kentucky waterfall looks majestic. One half of the hammer down. Cowboys Tone Diggs is here and joining us now, ladies and gentlemen. He's one of the most powerful men in all of sports media.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why he's one of the most powerful men in all of sports media is because he runs one of the biggest sports in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, the president of the UFC, I would assume billionaire at this point.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's only going to keep going up, too, because his big fucking brain.
Yep.
The founder of Fuck It Friday and that Slap Festival.
Yep. Bang.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dana White.
Yeah!
How are you, dude?
I'm good, boys. How are you? Good morning.
Hey, good morning to you, and thank you for joining us. Let's dive right into this. 2 billionaires want to fucking kick each other in the dick. Yeah, I saw you on TMZ Sports, okay? I saw you talking about how both these guys really want to fight, and you think it's going to take place. How would this go? Do you actually see it taking place? Would it happen at a UFC event? How is this going to work in your mind, and what is the likelihood of it, Dana?
I don't know. I mean, they're both in. I have a call with Elon Musk in 10 minutes.
Holy
That's a hilarious statement. Do all you super successful whites just know each other? Like you Zuck and Elon just send texts to each other? Or how did you get connected with them? You just saw? Go ahead.
The reality is that, when you look at the people that fighting touches, everybody's into fighting, man. I say this all the time. I don't care what color you are, what country you come from, what language you speak. Fighting's in our DNA. We get it and we like it. We're human beings and everybody's into it. I mean, you see some of these fighters from these other countries when they win, I mean, they go to whatever the equivalent of their White House is back in their country. I mean, when Habib won his fight, he didn't even make it to the locker room and Putin was on the phone. I mean, it's just fighting. Everybody's in when it comes to fighting now.
So we've seen Zuckerberg. We think he took gold in a gi event.
Yes. Yep.
And silver in a non-gi jiu-jitsu event. Now, from what we've been told from the Facebook or Zuckerberg people is that he didn't actually lose that.
No.
Kind of bullshit. Still should have got gold in both. Do we know if Elon has any fighting in his past? And when would this be projected to be? I assume both of them would want to train for something like this.
Yeah, well, Zuckerberg takes this very serious, man. He's very into this sport. He trains and has been training for years. Now he's starting to compete in jiu-jitsu tournaments. And, the talks that I've had with Elon trained in martial arts too. He's done jiu-jitsu. And, he says, listen, I grew up in South Africa. I've been in a lot of fights. It's not like I haven't fought before. You look at these two tech guys and nobody thinks that they can fight, but they want to. It's real, and we'll see how this thing ends up. You know me, I'm working out. Listen, if I think that this will be the biggest fight in the history of the world, and I think that it'll set a record that will never be broken if it happened. And I like putting on fights that people want to see like this. Like originally with the Conor McGregor Mayweather fight, I was like, I don't want to do this thing, whatever. It just got to the point where everywhere I went, it's all anybody talked to me about. So we ended up doing it. And this is definitely all anybody's talking about right now is Zuckerberg and Musk.
Yeah, two of the most influential humans on Earth and maybe in the history of Earth, battling it out. The world wants to see it. Go ahead, AJ.
Dana, have you thought about how any of it could look, how you might set this up? Obviously, would they be the main event? Who would fight on the undercard? Anything? Have you thought of any of the details yet?
Yeah, listen, if you're going to charge $100 for something, which would probably be the price for this thing, and these guys would raise possibly hundreds of millions of dollars for charity. You want to put on an entertaining card that at least when people stay home on Saturday night and turn the TV off, they're like, hey, well, we saw some great fights anyway. And this is one of those fights. This is the type of crossover fight that people who traditionally don't watch fights, women, older women, younger women, you name it, everybody that could care less about a fight, this crosses over to everyone.
So you would want to put your big guys in there, right? You would want to have a good show.
Yeah, I mean, you'd want to showcase some guys. You'd want to put in some guys that you want, people to see. You want to get some eyeballs on some of your guys that are really good and you believe have the potential to do something, and some big stars too, to make the card very attractive.
So at this exact moment, you've talked to Zuck already, right? You got a call with Elon here in about 5.
I've been talking to both of them back and forth. We have a call in 5 minutes here.
Hold on. Hey, so this might get announced soon. We think this is going to, because I assume with these two, sooner than
I don't
later.
know. First of all, if they both agree and they both say, let's start here. Elon Musk is 6'2", 220 pounds. Mark Zuckerberg is not. Okay. So, there's a huge thing would be like UFC 1 for Christ's sakes, right? So we'd have to figure out some weight stuff. I don't know how the commissions are going to look at this thing.
Yeah, no drug testing, right?
No drug testing. No drug testing. Be like
these guys.
Be like the MLB back in when they all hit the home run. Just let them eat all the steroids they can get their hands on.
Well, it would be an exhibition. The fight wouldn't be sanctioned by a commission. It would be an exhibition. And, there's just still a lot of things that you would need to work through to make this fight happen. But what I love and what I respect is both of these guys are down. They both want to do it. They both want to fight. And, for people that aren't even fight fans, this is fun. It's fun to talk about. It's fun to think about. And you know me, man. I'm in the middle right now trying to put all the pieces together and see what we can do.
All right. Well, we will let you go. Last question for me is, I saw John Jones and Francis Ngannou run into each other at a PFL event. And I believe what DC said is, I know Francis Ngannou isn't scared or whatever whenever he met John Jones. He said, but the way John Jones is looking at Francis Ngannou, John Jones ain't scared of a damn thing. John Jones is still the guy. And then I saw the PFL guy tweets out a promoted tweet. So he put money behind it and was like, hey, why don't we do this UFC? I thought that's an interesting move business-wise to do that. But how would that work? They would represent like as an agent of Francis Ngannou, and you would have.
It wouldn't work.
Okay.
It wouldn't work.
Okay. All right. I like it.
Francis was here. John Jones wanted that fight the whole time. We tried to make the fight with Francis. Yeah.
All right. Ladies, hey, good luck on this call with a couple billionaires. Let's get this done, Dana, for the good of the world.
Thanks, boys. Have a great day. Congrats on every time I talk to you, I'm congratulating you. You just keep going like this. Congrats, boys.
Like you. Can't wait to win a couple $100,000 playing blackjack with you. Ladies and gentlemen, Dana White.
Yeah, Dana. You bailed on the last one. What are you doing? Come on,
dude. It was
you got to start talking to some of your boys. Everybody's out here winning money. You're too big and rich and famous and on Jets and fucking ESPN.
All right, fuck off, Dana. Go talk to Elon, please, ladies and gentlemen. Dana White.
Yeah, Dana.
It was supposed to happen, and it was middle of the week. I mean, that was
tough.
That would have been tough.
Tough thing to swing.
We've only been talking about that for like 2 years, by the way.
Yeah, that's it.
Going out and gambling with him. Feels like this is going to happen. Hey,
I had no idea it had legs like this. Like it's a real possibility.
Hell yeah, dude.
You know what's next too. I mean, as soon as people see this, Ballmer and Bezos are going to want to get in that octagon too.
Oh, Bezos will fight anybody. You see him.
Ballmer will.
Ballmer's a nut job.
too.
I wouldn't get in the ring with that guy.
6'8", 340?
Yeah.
Toilets. I love that guy.
Yeah.
Just thinking.
You head about?
Out loud here so I don't forget it. Super Bowl's in Vegas. Just do it then.
Oh my God.
Super Bowl weekend usually is like the biggest card of the year too.
Give them time
Oh, no,
to
I meant for
adequately
playing.
juice up. Too.
I meant for playing blackjack with Dana, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is an adequate juicing run where with all the modern pharmacies and concepts and ideas for how to make you the superhuman, Dana should implore them to utilize their resources and become the best you could possibly be coming into this cage, February, whenever the Super Bowl is. The only issue for the UFC folks would be they're going to have to pay those fighters. So if it's for charity, it would just be whatever after they pay the fighters, out everybody else on the card, and then that'll go to charity.
Well, if it's big fighters.
But we were talking about too, like we've talked about in the past. It might be tough to get some of those real marquee guys who are getting pay-per-view points, because then it's like
they're not going to do. We're not the main event.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like John Jones, Stipe would be sick, but they want to be the main event.
So, but I'm thinking like Sugar Sean.
Yep.
You put him on there.
Patty.
Like the people you're trying to make stars almost. Like you put them on, and maybe that's where the Connor and Chandler fight is.
Yeah, and Sugar
it could
Sean's
be terrible
fighting.
though. The fight could be the headliner. If the headliner is Zuck and Elon, my bad. I got Bezos on my mind, thinking all the people he could fight. That guy's jacked. There's a lot of people he could fight, but there's a real possibility the fight is complete garbage.
No, absolutely.
I don't think it's going to be, but it could be really quick.
No, absolutely, it'll be a terrible form of a fight.
Imagine them. You see how both those guys, they better get spray tanned, everything like that. I would need to as well. But man, it's going to be awesome.
Zuck's not going to get spray tan. Elon might. Zuck's going to go the complete opposite way.
Yeah, I mean,
we've had the wrong.
Who did the tail of the tape?
This entire time.
Holy shit.
That's the toughest thing. If Elon truly is 6'2", 220, like Zuck, they're going to have some. Is there going to be a weight class? I don't know.
So UFC 1 he was talking about, that was back when Gracie.
There was no weight class.
That was when
Hoist Gracie
just choked
out
everybody
like a 400-pound guy. That's the thing, though, is like, was anyone ever concerned about Bruce Lee's size?
No.
So why are we concerned about Zuck's size? We've seen that guy hit the mitts. We've seen him shoot for the single leg. I mean, I don't think it's really that big of an issue.
You're back at the wrong horse.
Yeah, I mean, Bruce Lee was an actor, so that works.
Yeah, we
actor. He's an actual.
He's a martial artist. Yes, he's a martial artist. He didn't take any professional fights, but yes,
could have.
Well, if it was modern day,
yeah, he would have.
You said he could
Bruce
win.
Lee's a man. He's awesome.
He beat Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's ass, dude.
You're right. I stand corrected. You're right.
Yeah, size matters.
Yeah,
no,
I don't think so.
They could let Zuck wear those massive elevator shoes, and he's just the first fighter ever.
That De Niro was wearing.
Yeah, and the Irishman.
Might slow him down in there, but also might help him.
He's better on the ground anyway.
Leg kicks with those things on.
If he wears those things, he's basically just kind of chicken fighting in the pool.
Yeah.
It's like he's on somebody else's shoulders.
Yep.
Kind of hard to move the lower body, but he could.
Yeah.
I guess they could maybe they do a slap thing.
Oh, that'd be.
That's what they should do.
Yes.
Yeah.
There it is.
I don't think Zuck would be into that.
Yeah, because he wants to.
He's so technical.
Catch that arm.
Yeah, he wants
exactly
to get his hands on you.
Yeah.
Have we seen Zuck do any striking, hitting the mitts or anything?
Oh, yes. Came out the other day. Boy, his fucking combos he threw were unbelievable.
Yeah, it's coding. He's like ZYXWV.
One of the more explosive right hooks I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun.
The movie Creed is based on
his training.
Yes.
I thought that was a Social Network.
No. That also is based on his business, but his training itself.
Oh.
Let's go to Griffin in Baltimore on the 500 phone line. What's going on, Griffin?
How we doing? Keep it moving.
Hell yeah.
And also, hey, Paisan, how's the family?
Pretty good.
It's good, man. Everything's good. How about
you? Really good.
You're not Italian.
Perfect.
More than you.
All right, so going back to Zuck versus Musk, Are we thinking that the winner is going to fight not Bezos like AJ said, but Chris Angel? I think that's the real next step here.
That's true. That's a very
Great
good
call,
point.
Griffin. They could have him come down from the rafters.
Yeah.
And next. And Zuck's just like, bring them on.
Mm-hmm.
And then he get right back in there. And then you got to pay another $100 to watch that. And now we're raising double the amount of money for some charity. And Chris Angel, here's Zuck hitting him. Oh, my God.
Boom.
Oh,
Run
my.
that back.
Boom.
Oh, feint. He's throwing feint punch. Oh, my God. He just killed this guy.
Look at those blocks. Unbelievable.
Walking. Oh, gosh.
Elbow, broken hand. Elbow.
Dialed.
Oh, that's a quick. No wonder he's mine.
He's got UFC shorts on already.
Yeah.
Oh.
Southpaw, man. It's going to be tough for Elon.
Man, he's only minus 140, 160 right now.
Yeah,
that might get to minus 500 if these videos keep hitting the internet.
Elon's from the southern hemisphere, AJ. The southpaw, that's normal paw up here.
Oh, yeah, because the toilets flush the opposite way.
Yeah. Yep.
That makes sense, tying it all together. Let's go to Dave in Philly. What's going on, Dave?
Hey, don't forget to bury the bodies before you lay the carpet. Guys, how we doing?
Jesus, can't have it.
Nice. Real funny. Good move. Real funny.
Well
That was
done.
good.
Hey, good call.
That was good.
Good call. We appreciate that. Let's go to Jim in Indianapolis. What's going on, Jim?
We're gonna change it up. Let's keep it grooving.
Okay. Groovy Friday in the Thunderdome. What's going on?
Hey, congratulations on your baby. I'm going through it right now with a grandbaby.
Hell yeah,
And
thank you.
Connor, we'll have a little match. Me and you play 9 holes.
That's all.
If you lose, I got to shave your goddamn hair off.
Nope, we'll never do that. We'll never do that in my entire life.
Come on, you should do that with everyone who listens.
Never.
Listen, first of all, I don't want you to be in any situation ever where you might lose that thing.
Hey, I'm not cutting my hair, damn it.
Good. We just got it. We can't lose it, Jim.
Exactly.
Hey, you sound like a mean grandpa.
That was messed up.
That was rude, Jim. Jim wanted to kill the mullet already, AJ. Did you see that?
I did hear that, yes. I mean, he knew that wasn't going to happen.
Never.
Right?
AJ, how long do you think this mullet lasts on Connor's head?
Honestly, I think it could last a while because I feel like how pumped Con Man is about it. Because it is true, like those curls that you have, Con, people pay for that. Like that's the fact that you have those naturally. That's a real treasure.
Yeah, it helps out a lot. And also, I think what we're not, kind of taking in is that the 22 months before this was just to get to this. So
Look at the volume he
at
had,
least
too.
22 months. Then you add up on, a few
100%
more
return.
years.
Return on profit.
Yeah,
100%.
exactly.
Great.
Have to get a good ROI on this.
Dude, you might win that mullet. You might win it. You might be a state fair champion mullet.
I could. I got to continue to do the because I had long hair on top, and the thought was like to push the top up, but I never got there. You know what I mean?
I think it was too long.
It was too long. Yeah. So I
Yeah,
got to find the right.
I think you're at it right now,
length.
pal.
Yeah.
Now, JC is a lot of pressure on those scissors.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
It's got to stay consistent. Hair grows very fast as well. So how many times do you cut it to keep it at this length? Every other week?
Maintain.
Every 3 weeks?
Are you thinking about doing a different fade?
I've thought about adding something in here, maybe. But also that's tough. I could do the weeks till football.
Why don't you
Thought
do
about that.
Wemby like Marty did?
Marty's the best.
That would be sweet.
Marty cut a promo last night in San Antonio in shorts, cowboy boots, a belt buckle, and a cowboy hat, and a San Antonio Spurs jersey.
Yep.
And he had the crowd in the palm of his hand.
Yes, he did.
For 2 minutes, Marty Smith went bananas. And he also had Wemby cut into his fade down there in San Antonio by one of the barbers, Mr. Joe Barber, who's known for that around the city. Marty Smith was one of the winners of the draft last night, and we like to send a big thank you to him for existing.
Yeah.
What a night for Marty. I don't know if you saw it, AJ.
Absolutely. Are you kidding me? Marty's awesome. Watching that reminded me of when I saw Marty on the NASCAR track do like a minute and a half intro that was off the charts that I told him about the first time I met him in person.
Marty and McGee. What a tag team.
Seriously.
One of the ghosts.
Changing the game.
Didn't he have a wedding?
What's that?
Marty? Wasn't he officiating a wedding with that haircut?
Down in San Antonio?
I thought that's what one of his.
I might have missed it. They're not a bad person to officiate a wedding.
Yeah, sister-in-law. I forget what it was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
His sister.
He'd be perfect.
His sister-in-law's wedding is coming up this weekend that he is officiating, and he said he had that haircut, and he just sent out anybody that's ever been through a wedding before. You know exactly what I just signed up for. And that is a lot of conversation about what is on my head and what will be in photos forever is what everybody's talking about. But shout out to Marty having a great draft night. Michael Lombardi will be joining us in about 15 minutes. I don't know if you saw Marty's promo, but he was not appreciative of any of the NBA draft coverage last night.
No, he wasn't.
Didn't love it.
Last week he came on and broke news just out of his mouth.
He did.
Leslie Frazier run out of town. I said that yesterday, Thursday, Saturday, Monday.
Every day.
And just bam. And then just, so I'm excited. This might become a new Friday ritual. Like, hey, Lombo, what all did you figure out this week that you just let spill on your podcast, your live show, your newsletter, your anything that you have going on that just maybe slipped through the cracks? And I think that's a kind of a good weekly wrap-up.
It's not bad.
It is. Because he seems to know everything about everybody almost.
He knows that. I mean, he's been involved with everybody forever, and he's been in different positions. So he kind of has an idea of everyone's role, and he spoke to people in all these different roles. Yeah, he knows a lot.
Yeah, he talked about the Jimmy G contract recently because he was like, I've written so many contracts, this Jimmy G thing. There has to be something in there about the injury.
Let's go to Antonio in New Mexico on the 500 phone line. What's going on, Antonio?
Pat, boys, how you doing? Keep it moving. Quick shout out to my boy Vito, fellow Bears fan. Dan, I just wanted to say really quickly how important and how much of a good influence you guys been on my life. I know when I'm feeling down, I can just turn on the Pat McAfee Show to get a quick laugh. Ty Schmidt, I'm probably one of the only few Bear fans out there that believes Aaron Rodgers is a top 5, maybe a top 3 quarterback of all time. So you're welcome.
Thank you for having a brain. We appreciate that. We do appreciate that. Not a lot of Bears fans have brains, I guess. That's what you're saying in New Mexico. What do you want to talk about, though, brother? We appreciate the kind words. Thank you for watching.
Well, no disrespect to all my fellow Bear fans, but I always said that if Aaron Rodgers was going to ever leave without, getting a win from us, we kind of never beat that fucking guy, so... Yeah, all right. It's a little bit of anger in there, it sounded like. But Bears fans know football.
They do.
Saying Aaron, top 5, top 10, top 3 guy of all time?
That's right.
You think Aaron's mad that Antonio from New Mexico just said that? Is that a chip? Is that what he needed? Everything's going too good over there in New York.
Yeah.
He's going to games. He's going to plays.
Conferences.
He's talking about psilocybin and conference looking so cool. Remember, last year was the crypto and the leather jacket.
That's right.
Yep.
This year, psilocybin look a little different in Denver. Do you think you need to hear that from Antonio? That, yeah, you're a top 10 player all the time. Top 10 quarterback all the time.
Maybe we'll break the parade curse they have.
AJ.
Doubt it.
That is a problem.
He's not in Green Bay anymore.
No, yeah, but we're saying, like, let's pivot away from Aaron using that as a chip. He did. He heard that from Antonio in New Mexico, and somehow the Bears are still going to help Aaron Rodgers win next year. So congrats to Antonio and to the Bears. Whenever you think about that curse that Green Bay has about the no parade, that's maybe never going to flip. Like,
shocking.
Think of the football gods.
Yeah, that's...
Think about all the years here that have happened since then, where it's like the Packers are going to go, the Packers are going to go, the Packers are going to go. And then all of a sudden in the NFC Championship, it's like 180 yards rushing before contact. Game over. Jimmy G attempted 6 passes. You guys lose, get blown out.
Let's let them get here and then fucking embarrass them.
That's what it feels like, right? Doesn't it? Like the football gods have they not punished you guys enough, you think?
I mean, not worried at all. Like I've mentioned a couple times since we started talking about this, free parking is, I mean, what else do you want, you know?
A parade.
No, you can't. It's too cold. AJ mentioned you just can't do it. You can't do it. Listen, I get it's cold in Pittsburgh, okay? We're talking about the frozen tundra here. And you know a good way to break a parade curse? You bring in a fresh-faced young kid who's got a deep-ass voice.
Who's that?
Jordan Love. That's exactly what they did. His voice will bellow up to the football gods and break whatever imaginary curse we're talking about.
Hell yeah.
Ooh, not imaginary.
AJ, you kind of brought this curse to the public. I want to let you know that.
Where'd it go?
I never said anything about a curse. You're the guys that said it's a curse. I would imagine if they win a Super Bowl, they will have a parade now.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
They should.
We're hoping they will. Yeah.
I hope they'll give their team rings too.
Let's go to
what are we
Did
talking?
you guys get rings? Did you get rings?
Oh yeah, we got nice rings. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Shout out. Tiffany, I think, made them. But let's go to Ooh.
Whoa.
That hurts so bad every time it happens.
Yeah, I feel like it's the worst in your ears too. Because over here, not as bad.
It does, I think, a full pop, pop, pop.
It's because we're hardwired.
Oh.
Don't do it. Why would I do it?
No point. Don't
Why would
test
I
it.
even?
Don't test it.
Why was I even thinking about doing that? Let's go to Levi in Georgia. What's going on, Levi?
How you doing? Keep it moving.
All right, sweet.
I got a question. Is Pac-Man in the building today?
He is not, but I'm sure we can either relay or answer for you.
Okay. I watch the show every now and then. It bugs the shit out of me. I just want to ask. Does he put in a whole fucking can of dip in his lip at one time?
Yes.
Levi, we appreciate you watching every once in a while. Yeah, he does.
He does.
It's pretty phenomenal. And with
Pretty
this,
impressive.
yeah, the Zyn thing taking over the world, it's like, you know, you could just put like 15 of these Zyn pouches in if you want, and won't be there. I feel like he feels like he has to do it. Like he's a part of the whole process, not just what's coming from it.
Oh, yeah, he said he's never going to quit. He's like, I know it's bad for me. I know I should, but this is one thing I will not give up.
That's West Virginia.
It really does go from like middle of mouth to like the one, like wisdom tooth.
Back of the tooth,
Oh, yeah.
It goes whole thing there. It's
Half horseshoe.
Pretty impressive.
A lot of people say, like, oh, you know, guy's packing a baseball. He legitimately has a pool ball in his mouth. Like, that's about the size of the dip that he packs.
We should make him switch to Red Man and get a spittoon up on the stage.
Oh, yes.
We should make him try and put 2 full cans in his mouth.
I don't think it would make him do that. He'd be like, yeah, let's go. Feel Good Friday.
Mm-hmm.
It is alarming. I've been trying to talk him out of it. Would like let everybody know. Trying to talk him out of it. Shout out to Levi, too, being very honest.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Fucking bugs the shit out of me.
Hey, I don't really watch that much, but I've seen a couple videos. I fucking figured I'd call in, sit on hold for 45 minutes. I just need to know.
Yep.
Does this guy put a whole thing in his... Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
Fucking
Yes,
thought so. See you guys later.
All right, see you. Fuck, I ain't watching, but see you. Adam in Kansas City on the 500 phone line. What's going on, Adam?
Thanks for calling. Keep moving, boys. I just saw Connor's wonderful mullet yesterday, and I've been growing my hair out for about a year.
Nice.
Decided to make a hair appointment, and came home to show the wife, and she threatened to kick me out and cut it off while I'm sleeping. So I was just wondering if there's any advice for the mullet haters out there.
Yeah, fucking divorce her ass.
That is on the table. I've already got some offers for my buddies to move in.
Adam, baby, Adam.
There
All
you
right,
go.
sounds good. What's that all about? She doesn't like his dreams?
Some people just don't get it, you know, and they never will. And it sounds like that guy's wife is one of the haters. And, you know, you have options. Sure, you can go back to the barber and get a regular haircut, or you can pack up all your shit, get the fuck out of there, go live with your buddies and live the dream.
And have a great mullet.
Boom.
That's only going to grow and grow and grow.
Exactly. What more could you ask for from this life?
And there's going to be nights you're going to be lonely.
Sure.
You know, and as the entire divorce proceedings are taking place, it's going to be tasking.
Yeah, but when you roll over on that bed, you know what's going to be touching your face? Back of that mullet.
And when you go into that courtroom for the divorce, you know what's going to be there with you?
What's that?
That mullet.
That's right.
Your boys will be front row, too.
Yeah, exactly. Supporting. You know, I didn't even like
Wearing
this guy. And then he got a
tuxedo
mullet.
t-shirts.
Now,
Yeah.
I do know people that are adults that are told that they can't do things with their hair from, like, their parents.
True.
Very recently.
Yes.
Excuse
But
me?
also,
What's that, AJ?
Adults. So there's, adults whose parents are still controlling their haircuts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
One person. I don't know a lot of people. Only
just one.
Only one person.
but you got to cut that person a break because they're still suckling the teeth of their parents. You know?
True. That is true.
Yeah, it is.
What does he say? Wait, what does Kirk say? What does he want to have?
So Kirk told Jake, like, nah, we're not doing this whenever he was.
Yeah.
he was
I'm going
growing-
to grow my hair out. That's the first thing he said in here.
He was growing his hair out. And he has, I think, pretty curly hair. Like, and it was just growing straight out.
Uh-huh.
And if you grow, like, that guy grew his hair out for a year. And then he cut into a mullet, and his wife was like, we're not doing this anymore. It's like, there was a lot of times where that guy looked terrible, that his wife could have said, you look fucking terrible
What are
right
you
now.
doing?
Because in the process of growing that out, there's a lot of terrible phases. Jake was certainly in one and
Oh, yeah.
staring down being in one 6, 7, 8 months. You know what I mean?
Yep.
At least.
And his dad's like, I'm not looking at you like this, pretty much.
Cut your fucking hair.
Yeah. And he cut his hair. He did. He
He
looks
respects
handsome.
his dad. I get it. He respects his dad. That's all right.
He's super handsome, too. So, like, this is definitely the right move for Jake.
Oh, look at
This guy.
It was the right move, though. It was the right move.
I think
The
so.
hair was terrible.
Yeah.
Like, Kirk was not the only one that was thinking his hair was terrible. And
No.
I think Kirk potentially was like, I'm going to speak for the whole world right now.
Yep.
Can't do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Not factoring into his dad is the president of Ohio. So you kind of you can't say no in some aspects.
Yeah, you guys co-presidents over there? How's that work?
No, I think he is the sole president of Ohio.
How often do you
Has
meet?
been
Bull.
for a long time.
When you talk to Ryan Day, does he go, Mr. President, we're asking you for... Does he do that? Boom.
Nope. You guys are the only people that say that to me.
No
Has
way.
Ryan Day addressed you being this champion since this day?
No, we have not spoken about it.
So it's a fake award.
What? No.
Why are we doing fake awards? They should be meeting with you, telling you their game plans, their workout plans,
What?
their strategy for raising more money so they can keep up in the NIL with everybody else. This is bad ball.
No wonder Ohio State's falling off.
Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a man who's had every single position in the NFL. He's also had every single position in sports media. Currently holds them still.
Yeah.
Including writing things, books,
What?
newsletters,
What?
probably tweets.
What? TED Talks.
TED Talks, he speaks.
What?
He also speaks on a podcast. He
What?
speaks on a live show.
What?
And he comes on our show and he breaks news because he is phenomenal. Ladies and gentlemen, Paisano, Michael Lombardi.
Hello, Pat. What's up, guys? How are we doing today? How are things, huh?
Hey, things are good, man. We got a chance to watch that NBA draft last night. We loved that.
So good.
Stayed with it?
Yeah,
Stayed with it?
the other way,
I'm
other way.
gonna get myself straight. There I go. Okay, I'm good.
Hey, you look
I
good.
mean-
Hair looks good. Tan looks good. You look fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah, we watched the
Thank
draft
you,
last
Pat.
night. It was fantastic. Have you been watching anything that you've loved?
No, I did not watch it. I mean, I decided to watch. What I did was I watched the beginning of it. I saw it was a disaster. I mean, seriously, if I were going to put together a show that would be the worst show I could and try to portray it as Saturday Night Live, that's the show I would have put on last night. Like, I'm a fan. I love the draft. I want to know about the players. I want to know about the salary cap. I want to know why Dallas moved from 10 to 12. I want to know why the 8 to 9 move happened. I want to know what's going on. And what drives me crazy is we have these shows about the draft, and there's never anybody within 500-mile radius who's been in a draft room before on these shows. Like, they never do that. Like, I feel bad for the girl that was doing all the interviewings. I mean, her back has to hurt today. She was trying to stay in balance. We had the Merv Griffin set going on over there, and she couldn't even sit down. I mean, she needed Newman next to her. I felt bad for her, but no, I didn't watch it. I ended up putting on the documentary that won the Oscar about elephants, and I watched that, and I scrolled my phone to see what the hell was going on. Seriously, that's what I did.
Awesome.
All right. Well, happy you had a great Thursday night.
Yeah.
I don't know what this documentary is about elephants. I love elephants. I love documentaries. Feels like one I would enjoy. How long? Which
Love it.
platform?
It's on Netflix. It was 40 minutes is all it was, and it's basically about this Indian compound that has become an elephant sanctuary. I sponsor an elephant. My wife got me a gift years ago because I'm huge into elephant. Part of the Italian tradition is to have elephants with trunks up. That gives you good luck. I've got them all over my office here. I got 1,000 of them. They're all good luck for you. So, but the trunks have to be up. So I love elephants, and it was great. And it's how these two people have built this sanctuary in India and how they adopted this one elephant. And you know, elephants are like they want to be great teammates. They're part of a team. And they want to feel a sense of belonging. And I think that ultimately that's what this couple does over in India. It was great. 40 minutes. It was great. I scrolled my phone. I looked at the pics. You know, but what drives me crazy, Pat, is they won't change the hats. Like, I love the few players in the draft. Like, I want to know, is the guy going to stay on the team or is he going somewhere else? Like, why did they have to make it so complicated?
I don't know, Lombo. And I don't have any elephants with their trunks up. But I do got an Italian horn. You see what I got
There you
here?
go.
Huh?
That's a good thing. That's a good thing. I think that gives you good luck, you know. But the trunk up elephant is the key. It is a good luck sign, and we need all that. I'll send you one.
I got one at my house.
Trust me,
I
I will send you one. I have 1,000. Like, here, see, you got to have them. They got to look like this, Pat. See, they look like that.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
I love elephants
I can't
as well.
get it straight.
Hey, elephants,
There you go.
massive brains. Like, obviously, they got
Yes.
huge heads. Massive brains, great loyalty.
Memory.
The memory of an elephant, obviously, something. The more I've learned about elephants, they've become my favorite animal.
Yeah.
Of course, they
Yeah,
are a
me
Italian
too.
thing.
Yeah.
I mean, that is incredible. And to your point about the hats, because the one guy was on the Pacers doing an interview with the Washington Wizards hat on his head. They'd already traded his rights, but he's doing the interview through the Wizards cap or something like that, and he was on the Pacers. It made no sense. Anybody with a fro, though, like, why are we forcing
crushing it.
the hat on top of it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They all look
Yeah,
like yarmulkes on top of the head.
Yep.
They literally, and it was
Right, like they say it's because because free agency doesn't start until July 1 that they can't really make the trades official. But they're having the draft before free agency. So I can't imagine the collective bargaining agreement wouldn't put a loophole in and say, okay, on draft night, these trades are official and we can make them official. Like, I can't imagine that because as a fan, okay, I wake up this morning and I love Jordan Welsh from Arkansas. I think he's going to be a good player. He defends, he's long, He doesn't have a great offensive game yet, but he does all the things that good teammates do. And so I look, and it says he's drafted by Sacramento, but no, he's going to Boston. Like, why do I have to be confused by that? Like, I want to know. Can somebody tell me where he got picked or why the pick, too? Like, this salary cap on the NBA is going to change dramatically in 2 years. I want to know about it. You know, I'm a fan. I want to understand these moves because when you're talking about player development, you're talking about building a team. The NBA is like a rock and roll band. You've got to have certain pieces that fit together. And I want to know why those pieces are being picked.
Yeah, I agree. And that's the player you like out of Arkansas. I'm like Fat Joe. I like Dick. You know, the
Brady from Kansas.
He's up in Toronto now. I mean,
Matt, you know he's got to be tough with that name. You know that now. You know he's got to have some toughness to him. He's not thin-skinned, I can tell you that.
Absolutely. And Drake, the amount of wordplay that Drake is about to have with Grady Dick being a Toronto Raptor, I cannot wait for it. Let's move to football. And there was another show on ABC that I think all of us turned on ESPN and then didn't even realize there was something going on ABC. But to your point, there was no GMs on the ABC broadcast.
Fat Joe was on there.
Fat Joe was on there. That's where we like Dick on ABC.
He said it like 10 times.
I love it. He went in there with a mindset of letting everybody know he knows ball, and I like Dick. Anyways, let's move on to the NFL with the situation brewing in New England. And obviously, we all know your ties to New England. You have New England Patriot Super Bowl rings. I believe you were invited to the White House with Bill Belichick whenever Bill Belichick was invited. You are very tied in to the Patriots organization. You think they're going to end up with D-Hop on the team? And if they end up with D-Hop, we're about to see a massive year out of Mac Jones, right? This is going to be a bounce back, Mac Jones, elite player type year. If D-Hop is there, will that happen, Lombo?
Well, I think Mac Jones got to play better. You know, his rookie year, he played well, but he still was 2.5 interception percentage on that season. Last year, he was exactly at 2.5 again. He's got to protect the football. He can't make costly mistakes. He's got to do the things that the offense and take profits, right? We talk about this all the time in the NFL. Take the profits, take the check down. As for Hopkins, my sense of it is if Hopkins will do a deal that kind of fits within their salary structure, right? So they paid Smith-Schuster. He hasn't been healthy. They've got Devontae Parker, who's over 30. His contract's up after the year. The Patriots have a ton of cap room. So if they sign D. Hopkins, I think it would be about getting the right deal for this year, taking a look at him. Now, we know he doesn't practice all the time. You know, we know that his work habits in the past haven't been to the same level of the Patriots, but we also know that the head coach respects the hell out of his game. So I just get the sense that this will end up, he won't take less money, which will kind of kill this. But I do think that, you know, obviously there's interest on both parts. I actually believe Dalvin Cook would be a better fit than Hopkins for them. Stevenson's a great player. There's no question. But without Stevenson, if he goes down, it's Pierre Strong and Kevin Harris. They need another back there. And I think Cook is one of those really good change of pace, catch a screen, go a long way. I think he'll make a huge difference for the Patriots offense with Stevenson.
Lombo, what about the Miami Dolphins? What do you think their season looks like? I think there's a lot up in the air. They obviously have a ton of talent. It depends on Tua being healthy and being available. How do you think their season goes? And also, could Dalvin Cook be a good fit down there?
Well, you know, I think he could be, and one of the reasons why McDaniel got the job down there is because he was a run game guru. That's what everybody was told. They were 31st in the National Football League in rushing attempts last year. And if you want to keep your quarterback healthy, I think you're going to have a little bit more of a balance than that. Now, their offensive line isn't great, but I think the Vic Fangio hire is critical. Look, they got Vic Fangio, and Vic Fangio was waiting. He was waiting for the Philadelphia job to open up. And he was told that it wasn't going to open, that Gannon wasn't going to get that job at Arizona. He took the Miami job, right? And so then 2 days later, after Vic had signed a contract with Miami, all of a sudden Gannon takes the Arizona job, and Philly, who wanted Vic first, and Vic wanted Philly first, all of a sudden he's in a different place. But I think Vic in Miami will be critical. But Vic is going to want to make some kind of symmetry between the team, the working together. You know, he's not going to want to just throw it up there and see what we do, you know, and take shots down the field. You've got to protect your quarterback a better way. And I think it behooves Mike McDaniel to run the ball a little bit more to set that off. Would Cook help them? Tremendously. Do they have the cap room? Look, they're all in. and they've tried to do that, but they got to pay. They're going to have to pay to if he stays healthy. So I think they're going to have to try to see if they get him on a bargain deal.
You just mentioned Dalvin Cook there to Miami, and then in your previous answer, you said Dalvin Cook to the Patriots would be something. Is there any interest from either side there, or is that just something you're kind of projecting into the world?
I look at it from the lens of a GM. Like Washington, to me, should be all over Dalvin Cook because they need a running back that can be electric, right? Robinson averaged 3.9 a carry. Gibson averaged 3.9 a carry. They don't have a playmaker. When they had J.D. McKissick, they were very good offensively, and then he got hurt. Remember, he was the kid that signed with Buffalo, and then Washington lured him back. Now, Washington's going through an ownership change, so maybe that's limiting how much funds they can spend. We'll know about that come July 20th. But I'm projecting that based on what I think would be the fits that would make the team better, right? If Washington had Dalvin Cook to go along with Sam Howell, rookie, in Eric Bieniemy's West Coast offense, I think that would really take a lot of pressure off the young quarterback.
Speaking of quarterbacks, go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, Lombo, last year you very eloquently put that Russ Wilson, they wanted to let him cook, but he was basically just a short order cook at the Hackensack Diner, looked like shit all year long. With them getting Sean Payton, do you think that he's really going to unlock Russell Wilson, and do you think that the Broncos are going to look much, much better this year?
Yeah, I do. I think they'll be a harder look. They played a lot of close games. They mismanaged a lot of games last year, and they had opportunities. He'll make Russell better because what he's not going to do is something that Russell can't do. And if Russell doesn't want to step up in the pocket, if Russell doesn't want to get hit, then Sean's going to make hard decisions. I mean, Sean didn't sign Russell. That's always the difference, right? When you take over a program and you didn't sign the guy, you want the guy to succeed, but you don't have loyalty to the guy. This isn't your name on that contract. Russell's got a lot to prove, and I think he's going to meet the challenge. Look, he's got to be willing to take the hit. 2 years ago in Seattle, he had the lowest rushing total he had. He's a quarterback that needs to move around in the pocket. I think Denver will be a tougher team to play. There's no question. I think they'll be better coached. Look, coaching matters, right? We know this. I mean, coaching matters. Because let's look at the New York Football Giants with Brian Daboll and Mike Kafka did and Don Martindale. What they were able to accomplish there with essentially pretty much the same team. They got them better coached. They got things going. I think it'll help certainly in Denver. And Denver's not a team to take lightly. They are talented. Now, they are a talented team, and Sean is a good head coach and a great play caller.
Completely forgot about Wink over there in New York.
Yeah.
That was a massive story last year because we thought he potentially deserved a head coaching job, maybe one even here in Indianapolis. And now it's like he's just a part of the New York Football Giants culture, and those boys loved him. Completely different football team before he arrived versus after he arrived. They got a squad over there if they can figure it out with Saquon. Who knows if they're able to do that. They're not the only team that's in the middle of a running back contract situation. Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, Lombo, with the Raiders, I know you're very tied in there as well with your son coaching there. What's going on with Josh Jacobs? He's tweeting stuff. Clearly, he either hates your son. I don't know that for a fact, but he might.
It's okay, Connor.
It sounds
I love your mullet anyway. It's okay.
Thank you. I appreciate that very much. But what's going on with him? And then also, I saw you talking on your show about the Jimmy G contract. Is that situation just kind of going to go away, or is something actually going to happen with his injury and everything?
Look, I think what happened, let's start with Jimmy G first. Jimmy G came in, and everybody thought he was going to pass his physical. And he didn't. He still had the fifth metatarsal that wasn't healed. So what the Raiders did, and Dahn did, his agent, they sat down in the room and they said, how do we make this where everybody can succeed? And so they put a waiver clause in, and they decided to put a screw in his foot. They knew he would be ready for training camp, but he wasn't going to be in the offseason program. This was decided back in April. And so therefore they deferred the signing bonus until he can pass the physical, which he will. And I think he's on track to do that. And I think he's been instrumental in their team in the offseason in terms of building the camaraderie. Jimmy G has a unique ability to get people to follow him. He is really well-liked. And his teammates like him. You could see it in San Francisco. Look, Josh Jacobs is upset. Let me say this. Here's the key point to remember. This season will be the first year in the last 3 years where there'll be 10 running backs making $10 million or more. The last 2 years, if you combine the last 2 years, there have only been 6 running backs combined that made over $10 million. The market is there for running backs to get paid. It just isn't to the level that they want to get paid, right? And I don't disagree to an extent, especially if you make an impact in the passing game, right? If you're a factor like Josh Jacobs can be in the passing game, you're going to get paid. And I think eventually they will. But the problem with running backs is they don't get to a second contract, so their numbers don't go up. So the franchise tag doesn't rise itself. People are paying more running backs than the media is letting you believe. Again, there are 10 backs, 3 of them are franchise, that are getting paid over $10 million.
Okay, so what you talked about there is an interesting thing I hadn't thought about, though. A lot of the super talented running backs that might reset a market, their contracts are being cut short because of injury or maybe not panning out or whatever. So the franchise tag doesn't have these game changers lifting it up like a wide receiver where the market continues to grow and it showcases that in a franchise tag. So it's hard for a team when the franchise tag is what it is not to place it on a running back, because from business-wise, this is great value, especially if it's Josh Jacobs, who's not only good in the passing game and the running game, he also throws the fucking ball with a broken thumb. We saw McDaniels trusting him to throw a ball with a broken thumb. So you do what you said there, though, is like Josh Jacobs is, and you think that'll get done. You think that'll get done? You think the Saquon thing will get done? How do you think those go about getting done?
Look, I think the Giants have been overly loyal to their players. Look, they love their players, and they love their draft picks. I think it's a validation for them when their draft picks come through. So, like, they paid Daniel Jones. Do you think Daniel Jones is worth that contract? I don't, but they feel like he is. And so Saquon, I think they will pay Saquon. Do I think they'll pay Josh Jacobs? I think if the number's right, they will. Look, here's the reality of the running back. They make such a huge impact on the team, but they don't have so many bites of an apple. And the other thing is, this is a simple, they taught me this at Hofstra. It's economics, right? Supply and demand. There's more supply of running backs than there are the demand. Right. So therefore the prices don't go, it goes that way. It's an economic equation. But I think Jacobs, what he did in the passing game surprised me last year. The one thing I don't think you can do is just pay a run. Look, Nick Chubb's making $12 million a year. You know, those guys are good runners and they have to make plays in the passing game. Eckler's only going to make $8 million if he hits his incentives. There's no better player than Eckler in the red zone or catching balls out of the backfield. Those guys are dynamic. Aaron Jones took a pay cut to $11 million, and he's as good as you can get in terms of all 3 phases.
He had some back shoulder catches with Aaron. He scored 5 touchdowns in one game, 4 touchdowns in another massive game. I mean, he's a player. If you get in the end zone, you'd think they would want to pay you, but weird time to be a running back. Everything's cyclical, though, right? Isn't it? Don't you think?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think look, I've said this many times. I would rather pay a running back who can get 9.5. Like Kamara's going to make $11 million. He averaged 9.6 a catch. When you can make an impact, when Gurley was good with the Rams, he was over 10. When Sean McVay had him going early, he was over 10 yards a catch. That's dynamic. That's what you want. It's not screens and flats. It's be a part of the pass. That's why Edgerrin James was so good. I truly believe this. The running back makes the spread. If the back is great and you have to defend the run and the pass in the box, and it makes your receivers much better. We were a better offensive team when Charlie Gardner was in the backfield at the 3 receivers. It wasn't Brown or Rice. It was Gardner that made that spread really effective.
So to your point about Edgerrin James, Joseph Adai was a running back whenever I got in. Watching him work his routes after practice or whatever, you know, in running back, obviously, but like the attention to detail he had in, like, with Peyton, obviously, you're not going to get the fucking ball if you're not right where you are. He said, but I want people to think, like, I'm a wide receiver. Like, when I'm running my routes, I am a wide receiver. That's what I am. You have to be dual threat, I guess. The more you can do, the more money you're going to make. But it feels like the running back position is certainly in an interesting spot. Tone has a question for you, Paisan.
Lamba, it feels like a lot of people think it's a foregone conclusion that the Bengals are going to win the AFC North. But with Deshaun having another year there, you know, Monk can come into the Ravens. Steelers finally have an O-line, an NFL O-line for the first time in years. Do you think it's a foregone conclusion that the Bengals win the North?
No, I mean, the last 2 years, Tone, they started 5-4 and they really rallied back. They kind of had that great second half of the season. I love the Bengals. They got a lot of moving parts on defense this year. I think Cleveland's a sleeper team here because I think Jim Schwartz will make a difference in their defense. They've got good rushers on the edge. You obviously with Myles Garrett, they get Zadarius Smith. They're going to be better defensively. One thing about a Jim Schwartz defense, go back to Tennessee or even Philadelphia, they make you one-dimensional. You got to throw the ball. He's going to play those wide nines. You can't run bootlegs and nakeds on his team. And they're going to make you have to throw the ball to beat them. And that team, they got first-round picks in their secondary. So, and I don't think Watson can play as bad as he did. They have a really good offensive line. Nick Chubb's an elite player. I think this is a team, if they don't do dumb things, 4th and inches at their own 25 in the first quarter, go for it. I think, to me, they can be really good. And Pittsburgh's going to be better. And I think Baltimore with Lamar Jackson, if they get him under center more and run boots and nakeds with them, I think they're going to be better too.
Oh.
So I think that'll be a fun division to watch. I really do. I don't know if there's a clear-cut favorite. I mean, everybody – look, Pittsburgh last year, I mean, all you got to do is listen to Mike Tomlin talk to the team, and you know players are going to play hard for him. He had his least talented team, and he won more games than Cleveland did last year. That's a remarkable coaching job.
Well, a lot more games than the Colts won, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, no one. Most people had more wins than the Colts.
Nah, 3 picks ahead of them. Fuck off.
Yeah,
I had AJ,
that's
please.
it.
We had pick 4.
Just those 3.
Yeah, but still, you to what you said was a lie. Don't lie with that mullet.
Well, you were tied with Arizona, actually, so just 2, I think.
Just don't with the mullet, please.
Okay.
Colts are fucked. Bro, why don't we?
No, remember what Orlovsky said.
No, we're back. We're back. We're. What? They paid everybody, Lombo. They paid everybody. They paid all the positions that you think you would need to play to have a good team.
Yep.
And then we got pick number 4. Are we the worst team in the fucking AFC?
Possibly.
I don't think they are. I mean, they beat Kansas City at home. I know it was a fluke.
We were there. We watched. Yeah, it was.
It was a special team game. But to me, they're not no team is as bad as you think they are. And if they get play out of, I don't know if Richardson can do it. I think Richardson's a redshirt year away from doing it for me. And I'm not sure, how that's all going to manifest itself in the 6-back offense. But, they got to, they wanted to keep Gus Bradley as a defensive coordinator. That's probably the reason why Don Martindale's not the head coach there. Is because they wanted to keep wanted to keep Bradley. And, and they're going to have to play good defense, run the football, and try to win close games.
Go ahead, AJ. We will.
Lombo, you mentioned the Browns kind of being a sleeper pick in the AFC. Is there anyone in the NFC that may be flying under the radar right now and that could be better than we expect?
I like Seattle's team. I do. I like Seattle's team. But you start 2 rookies at tackles, they're only going to get better the second year. I think defensively, they finally have a 3 technique in Daquan Jones. They get another corner in the secondary with Witherspoon. They get Njoku to play the slot receiver, which they needed to go along with their outside guys, which are outstanding. I think this is a really good team, and they're going to be better defensively. I know they made the playoffs last year, but I think they can.
What's his name? What's his name, Lombo?
I call him Njobu. I get all that stuff. I screw it
Talking
up.
about Jackson Smith and Jigba, right?
Yep.
And Jigba, there you go. I get it. The other team.
I didn't know if it was another player.
Yeah.
Hey, you weren't even close on that one. Like normally,
I know.
you're in the ballpark.
The tight end.
That's why we used to nickname players all the time, so we would do it. I think Green Bay's better than people think they are. Now, here's why. Green Bay was not good last year. Too young. They didn't change the offense around what Aaron was. They kept trying to run the Devontae Adams offense, and they didn't have Devontae Adams. It's hard to do. Christian Watson wasn't ready to play. Romeo Doubs wasn't ready to play. I mean, it was hard. It's hard. But defensively, in the last 5 games of the season, they only gave up 17 points. They held Detroit in 2 games to 35 points. If they're healthy on defense, right, and if they try to use their 2 running backs, which is the strength of their team, both backs average over 5 yards a carry. And if LaFleur will manage the game and not call plays, they can be better than 7.5 wins. I mean, they're not a team devoid of talent, right? But you've got to be able to adjust. When you have one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, and then all of a sudden he doesn't have his receivers, you just can't keep doing what he did. That's why Brady, started out, they were running the ball. By the end, they were always throwing. There's the change in careers and change based on your team. It's a big year for LaFleur. Defensively, they're not bad. I mean, they held Detroit in 2 games to 35 points.
And Detroit's offense is
what?
Now,
Top 3 in the league.
Yeah.
Now, understand their offense scored 24 points against Detroit in 2 games. So there has to be some adjustment. But I think, to me, Chicago and Green Bay having the same win projection total is ridiculous. Chicago, what makes them better on defense?
Yeah, but we knew you were going to come in and take some shots at Chicago.
Always do.
Yeah, Zito is a Chicago Bears fan. He's always like, why is Lombo always going to attack the Bears?
I'm not on Chicago. Hey, he should thank me. I told everybody Mitchell Trubisky wasn't any good. They all killed me. They said, don't even come to Chicago. You're not getting a hot dog. There's no way. You're a jerk. And now all of a sudden, he was right about that. Look, I'm just telling you, I think you got to be good before you get great, right? I'm not saying Chicago's going to be a disaster, but like to get the 7 wins with Matt Eberflus, I think he would have a good chance. I mean, that's a good job, right? Like he didn't. They were horrible last year. They couldn't. They were 31st in offense, defense. You know, it was
number 1 overall
bad.
pick. Yeah, number 1 overall pick. I mean that gets forgotten because the Carolina Panthers do the trade.
Yeah, I mean, and they don't take Jalen Carter. They moved down and they made some moves. They got to fix their offensive line. I don't hate the Bears. I don't.
Sure sounds like it.
They're 31st in this.
No.
They're 31st in this. They moved down. They don't take Jalen Carter.
I want them to get good before they get great. I mean, I think there's an evolution to winning games. I don't think you just all of a sudden become like, okay, the Spurs draft Wemby last night. Okay, are they going to go to? Are they going from 21 wins to 60 wins? No, I don't think they are, even if the kid's great. If they get to 40 wins, that would be a miracle, right? I think it's an evolution.
I've heard he's great. By
generational. You've heard he's generational because that's all they told you. I don't know what that means, but that's what they told you. That's great.
Back to the draft talk. I guess you just brought up something that we should ask you about. Fuck. It wasn't about Wemby. What were you just hitting on?
Bears.
Packers, Bears.
Good to great.
Kind of stinks,
Bear.
maybe.
Eberflus.
Jeez, what are you being so negative about?
It's a possibility.
Running the offense without Devontae.
Nah, I forget what it was. Fuck it. I'll get you next time, bro. Hey, thank you for joining us.
I'm around. I'm not going anywhere. I'm around. It's all summer. It's vacation time, so we're all here. We're just studying the games. It'll be fun.
You going down the boardwalk, or what do you got going on for the weekend?
I don't know if I'm going to do the boardwalk today, but I'm going to get on that beach. Yeah, it's nice. Once the sun comes out, it's a good time to be here. And hopefully when my grandkids get here, it'll be even better. So they're coming soon. That'll be the best part.
All right. Well, we appreciate the hell out of you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks, guys.
Michael
Appreciate
Lombardi.
it.
Yeah,
Lombo!
God, it's going to come to me in about 2 seconds.
Yeah.
It didn't. It's still gone.
Okay.
Not the worst thing then. Remember.
This one's for Lombo. For Lombo!
Automatic.
I don't. What's that all about?
Well, it's because it's for the elephants.
Oh.
Hey, speaking of, I didn't know that. They didn't tell me in my 23andMe. Okay, when I.
Yeah. Trunks
That
up.
one we keep close to.
It didn't tell me, hey, elephants.
And of course, I got a trunk up elephant in my apartment.
But as soon as, bingo. I've seen a bunch of them though.
Yeah, they're common.
As he mentioned it, I don't think I've ever stopped and asked about them. But I've seen the trunk up elephant.
Yep.
That's good luck.
Mm-hmm.
They're showering you with good luck. Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're all excited too.
Elephants are sweet.
There it is.
Zito, you play a trumpet?
Oh, yeah.
That is like isn't that a?
Yeah.
You have to do that with your lips, yeah.
I remember they said, can you do this? They gave me about 14 seconds to try it. I couldn't do it. They said, no, you're not in band.
Nah, you're a sax guy.
Not even that.
Which is
I think I just got moved
Get the
completely.
fuck out of here.
Really?
I think I got moved completely out of
Put
it.
you on
We
the
got moved to
strings.
coloring.
Yeah, bingo. Because I did play the recorder, I think, Hot Cross Buttons.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, yeah.
That's the last
What
instrument
did we do
that
if
I
you
played.
weren't in band?
Bro, I was a
you know
music
what you
class.
did? Yeah, you went to music class.
Choir,
You learned about music.
Or set design.
So I was in choir. I played no instruments.
No, you actually took a music class that was like in 1950. This was the best artist.
Oh,
It was the worst.
boy.
Yeah, I had no idea. You give me 30 seconds to figure out if I can, and I couldn't.
That sucks.
And then I got to take this fucking music class.
Yeah, it
the
did
teacher
suck.
was a good guy. Teacher was a good dude.
There you go.
It's kind of entertaining.
Did
Yeah.
Doper?
Mr.
I mean, if it had a G in it, didn't it?
In Jobo?
No, it was like a
What is his?
Might be.
That one wasn't even close.
No, it wasn't. That's awesome.
That is awesome. It's for Lombo.
Love you, Lombo.
Oh.
A lot of those today.
Yeah.
Too many.
What would Joe Nordo do?
Joe.
WWJDD.
Make it rain.
For the Doppler! Oh, no, I just spit in his face. Sorry.
No, it's
Sorry,
okay.
Joe.
Love you, Joe.
He always continues to try,
Let's get the hell out of here. I've made enough shots this week.
Yeah. You did make a lot of shots this week.
Gosh, too many shots.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Joe.
Love you, Joe.
Love you, Joe.
Joe's gone. That's the Thunderdome. That's Joe Nordo.
Yep.
AJ, do you have anything to say about Doppler Joe Nordo?
Every time that picture comes up, it's amazing.
It's the pollen count, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
definitely-
higher than hell.
Definitely.
It's harder
Definitely
to
high
shoot.
pollen.
Roof.
It's pollen. I mean, I'm throwing through smog here.
Yeah.
Pollen.
Yeah.
Harder to shoot.
Tough.
By
Those
far.
fires are still affecting it too.
Just have to calculate.
Boom.
There it is.
Just have to calculate it.
Yeah, just remember.
Just have to calculate it.
For you, Joe.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Joe.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching all week. Thank you to all of our guests that stopped by. You know, these summer days are fun.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they are.
An absolute shit show sometimes. Our shows
Absolutely.
become.
It's fun.
You wake up in the morning on these types of days and you go, oh, got to talk for 3 hours today. Get to talk for 3 hours today. What are we talking about? And then you start scanning your phone, and you just keep scanning your phone. You keep scanning your phone. And you see a couple cool tweets and memes.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, maybe we talk about that for 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Sure.
And then turns out like probably not our thing
Maybe
to talk.
5 to 7.
Yeah, maybe not. So those who stick with us through these days, we truly appreciate.
Oh, yeah.
You know that we do have a launch date that has been confirmed, but it will not be announced.
Nope. Not yet.
Yet.
Sometime, though.
It will be announced that we will be live sometime.
Yep.
And that announcement will come sometime.
That's exactly right.
Things are coming together, though, pretty nicely.
Oh, yeah.
Happy for Shannon Sharp. That was news this week, right?
Yeah.
Happy for Shannon Sharp. Everybody was saying that he's going to replace us at FanDuel. I don't fully understand what that means because FanDuel is our exclusive sports book.
I'm not sure.
So if they become the exclusive sports book of Club Shay Shay, I guess that would be our replacement over there.
Oh, yeah.
We are not on FanDuel TV or any of that type of stuff. But every time they said replace us, I just think like some people took it as like job. I took it as like, yes, that would be a great person to potentially be the face of what you have going on the internet, on TV, and everything like that. We hope it takes place. We hope Shane Sharp gets a massive bag.
Yep.
Ex-player who kicks so much ass on a microphone. We actually miss him in the sports media world not being on every single day.
Yeah, sure.
So we hope that is the case. What else happened this week?
Of course, Titan.
The submarine.
Ocean Gate. Yeah, that was really the
We would like to offer our condolences to the family members of those that died in that tube, but also you guys let them do it. So,
Yeah.
but
Kinda.
I understand it sucks.
Kind of on you, though.
The kid we learned about.
Yeah. He was not psyched.
Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I was just thinking of like, as they're bolting them in, how many of them are thinking, "Oh, this doesn't feel right."
So I've been in jail, before.
Okay.
What a line. October 20th, 2010, 4 a.m., 4:30, 4:15 a.m. I get booked into a thing. They have me in a holding area, but in a cell within the holding area because I'm a special inmate amongst all the potential inmates that are checking in. This is like the lobby area before you get fingerprinted, photoed, sent to either court to get out of there or into a cell waiting for a later date or whatever. For a public intoxication, you're waiting to get into your court, and then then you're out of there.
Yep.
So that's what I was. When they shut that door, though, it was like
oh, shit.
I have no say when that fucker's opened.
At all.
You know what I mean? And then I smell the shit smell coming out of the toilet. I'm like, what is this? I'm in quite a spot here. And then I just kind of sat down. I couldn't even fathom if it was a tube going 2 miles deep. And it was 17 of them. 17 locks across the top from the outside. Not able to get in is what they said, I believe. And they're now saying that at an hour and 45 minutes in, they lost service. And at 2 hours in, it blew up.
Yeah.
It imploded. That thing wasn't even close to being able to make it down to 2 miles of depth and all that. Which leads us even more to believe, like, obviously the people that own that Ocean Gate or whatever it is, there's going to be some sort of fucking something.
You would imagine.
It wasn't rated. It wasn't rated to go that deep. They came out and said that. It was rated to like 1,300 meters, and they need to go 3,000 meters or whatever.
The waiver, though. That's like what the waiver said. Like, you can die doing this. It's not safe.
Yeah. Jeez. Sad situation if you just think about humans dying.
Yes.
Potentially hilarious situation thinking about how dumb humans are, though. We took the latter, but we also understand the former.
For sure.
And we'd like to hammer home the fact, stop doing dumb shit.
Yeah.
Okay? We don't have to do everything. Okay? I've done a lot in my life. Got very fortunate to be offered to do a lot of things. Some things, though, they smell dumb. They are.
Yep.
Don't have to do everything.
Nope.
Especially life-threatening stuff.
What's that, AJ?
Try to like maybe just have a couple safety protocols if you do want to do something risky.
There you go.
I can't believe they made it any missions on that.
Yeah, I know. They've done it the last 3 years, right?
Yeah.
So I wonder
That's what's crazy.
I wonder if they how you open the cap or something, like loosen it.
Oh, yeah.
And then somebody else opens it.
Yep.
I wonder if it going down there, it was able to take it, and then it just kind of weakened it over time.
That's what it was made of, yeah. I listened to Jim Cameron did a talk about it, and he was like, no, like the fact that it was two different kinds of metals or whatever, carbon fiber and something else. And Jim Cameron's like, no, like everything we've ever done in the past is either like all steel or all one thing. It's not two things combined.
Jim Cameron also said it pretty symbolic of the Titanic, where everybody was telling the captain of the ship he shouldn't do this, can't do this, got to stop. The Glacier's right there. Nah, we're going to forge the river. Bang, Rose, Jack. Enough space for two people on that piece of wood. Rose claims it for herself. Jacked out, bottom of the ocean, dead. Basically.
Exactly.
Now, I believe the Ocean Gate people, CEO was on there.
Yeah.
I believe the Ocean Gate people, including CEO, have been told, like, you guys are really rolling the dice. Yeah, but they're paying fucking $250,000 every time we go down there. It's $1 million bucks.
Come on.
Well, you're just a hater because you're not making $1 million bucks every time you take a trip down to the bottom of the ocean, and we get to see the Titanic. Fuck off. It's like let's start thinking about how awesome it is to be alive.
There you go.
And how waking up is cool. You know, there's a lot of people that don't make it to tomorrow out of nowhere. And there's situations that become emergencies, and people go through stuff that we hear about, and we always just assume, hey, people are going to be back on the other side. Science, doctor, they got them. Until one of your actual friends goes through something and they don't make it back, and you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. What the hell just happened? It's a little sense of reality slapping you in the mouth, letting you know perspective a little bit. It's great to be alive. Let's enjoy the hell out of this weekend. We will see you on Monday. Don't get into any tubes.
Yeah.
Okay?
Unless it's an inner tube.
Yeah.
On a lake.
Boom.
Or a river.
Yeah, that's right.
Or a big-ass stream.
What?
Or pool. That's about it, though.
Yeah.
Don't be getting in puddles. Everybody knows you're drunk.
No.
You put an inner tube on a puddle, everybody knows you're drunk in public.
Fool.
So try not to do that. Zito, he just put some alarming news on his Feel Good Friday in the Thunderdome. NASA warns of internet apocalypse that could disable the internet for months.
I thought
this was.
We already talked about that.
Yep.
That's not real. Know that that's not real. Actually, it might be, but there's nothing we can do about it. Just know that we are going to have the greatest weekend of all time.
Hell yeah.
Enjoy your summer. Enjoy your friends. Enjoy your family. And we will see you on Overreaction Monday after we talk about the Travelers.
What?
Who I guess there's some guys really dialed in right now.
Yep.
The guy that Tony cashed out of winning this thing, which would have won him multiple thousands of dollars, still going.
Way up
Don't
there.
worry about it. He's not going to win.
3-shot lead, 4-shot lead.
A lot of golf left. Let's enjoy it all. Let's enjoy life. Let's watch some good shit. AJ, great week. We appreciate you. Toxic Table, great week. Mullet, welcome to the family.
Hell yeah.
Tone, great work. Behind the Glass, way to kick some ass, boys. Way to kick ass. Mid on the phone's not your best week. Let's get better next week. Let's get better next week. Dirty, great work on the graphics. Brucey Brown, what a life.
Good boy, Bruce.
Everybody, Bruce.
Great vibes all week, Bruce. Great vibes all week. All right, let's get the fuck out of here. Everybody take care. Be a friend. Tell a friend something nice. It might change their entire life. Goodbye.